Yo, what is up? It's Finn's Take with CB83A coming to you for another banger of a show. A little bit to talk about today. Man, we got some headlines for you, right? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Finsanity5, I see you in here first. Yes, ma'am. We gotta go up for the homie one time for the one time, man. Let's go, Finsanity. Let's crank it. Yes, sir. I see the homie G in the chat too. Ooh, G in here early. I think he ready. Is you ready, my boy? Is you ready? Yes, sir. The homie Von Joe made it out too. Oh, this is gonna be a good one, man. Shake Money in the building. Oh yeah, Mudbone in the building. S Harris in the building. We got 11 in the room. Punch the like on your way button. Man, punch the like button on your way in. Shout out to everybody in the building. Mudbones here. Raul P. Day Oneers in the building. S. Harris in the building. Who is this? Who is this? What is going on, man? Shout out to everybody in the building. This will be fun. I'm telling you. Got some of the homies pulling up. This will be interesting. This will be interesting. This is what the Miami Dolphins community is missing, these conversations. We're going to have them, though. We're going to have them. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's get this thing cracking. Hey, let's go. Let's get an intro. Let's Yo, people, what is up? It's your boy, Finn State with CB83. Hey, coming to you for another banger of a show. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Hey, it is a Monday evening, one of the eves before the schedule release. The Miami Dolphins schedule should be coming out this Wednesday. What is that? 5:15 on a Wednesday at 8 p.m. So schedule release is supposed to happen this week. There's been a lot of discrepancies about when it's going to be dropped, so whatever, right? We will get the schedule. Now, check this out. I'm not one of those people who overreact to the schedule release, right? There will be people that say, oh, the Dolphins are only winning 7 games because, we got a couple West Coast trips, just chaos like that. I don't believe in that, right? I believe a lot of these teams who we think will be good, may be bad. Some of the teams we think may be bad, may be good, right? I just understand that each year, from year to year in the NFL, things change, right? So there is that dynamic. But it's going to be interesting to see what the schedule is, how it plays out, when the bye week is, things like that. Those are, little details that do kind of make a difference in the Miami Dolphins season. So, yeah, we got a guest coming on. We got the homie Lou in the bag. Lou, what is popping? What's going on, man? What's up with you?
CB, what's good? What's good, Doc?
Another day, man. What you think about the schedule release, Lou?
Hey, man, it should be fun. I think people get excited just to get an actual date on, when the games are going to happen. But for me, it really don't matter. Remember last year we all talked about going into the
For
year
some
with
reason,
a tough
hold on.
schedule.
For some reason, you got some feedback. I don't know if that's me or what, but it sounds like you got a little bit of feedback in your mic for some reason.
Let me try to come back. I'll come back in.
Okay, yeah, pull back up. But yeah, I'm gonna get Lou back in here, but I want to make sure people can hear him right. That's important. So I want to make sure there's good audio. But he'll come back in. But yeah, and I think Lou made a good point. People get excited about it because they can put a date on it. I think people who travel to the games and want to go see a game or catch a game or get excited about going out of town to see their team, or the team coming to their area so you can go see them, I think that's important. So a lot of people will definitely pull up, try to see a game. I'm already talking about making plans with the wife and the family going down, seeing a game. We're gonna take the Bright Line down, stay at a resort. I'll probably take my son to the game and then just hang out while the girls do their thing. So, Lou, you back? You good now? I think you might be good now.
What's up, CB? Is it better?
Yeah. I got you now. I got you.
Okay, yeah. So the schedule release, dog. I think it's for fans. It's good so they can kind of match up. You already know your opponents. Just match up dates to the
Yeah.
to the teams. But yeah, I'm not. I don't get real excited for that. Honestly, it's just it is what it is. I'm more interested in the teams, and I already got that. So when we play them really don't matter to me.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I know you go to a lot of the games, so I know you try to get down there and catch some home games. Maybe get to an away game. I'm definitely gonna try to hit at least a couple games this coming season. I think the Dolphins gonna have a good season, so I'm trying to go see it in action. Maybe go see a playoff game in Hard Rock. I think that would be ideal, right? I think that would really be the move for us right there. That home game in Hard Rock in the playoffs. That's the one. That's the one we need the most for sure.
I would agree. I would agree. I
Yeah.
can't. There's no disagreement there.
Real quick, I wanted to get into this topic because I've been hearing about this person in particular, Big O in particular. I'm calling it by name. I don't the sugarcoat nothing, right? Um, so Big O is saying that this is going to be Tyreek Hill's last year as a Miami Dolphin. Um, Lou, I know you heard it. Maybe you can provide some context for me as to like what he was saying and why he was saying that this is going to be Tyreek's last year. What was he saying on that?
Well, he's been saying it. Obviously, it's probably been about 3 weeks, almost close to a month now, where he's been kind of dropping hints. But it was about a week ago. CB, he had David Friones on his show,
Yeah.
and he basically stopped the show because not so much that David Friones was kind of pressing him on it, but he just wanted like Big O to clarify, his statements. And Big O
Mm.
asked for the music to stop, looked right into the camera, and said basically the Miami Dolphins are frustrated with some of Tyreek Hill's antics. And Big O standing on business, bro. He basically said that he's not asking or anything. He's telling everybody, you know,
Wow.
I mean, yeah,
Wow.
he's standing on business saying that this is his last year. So, I'm sure we're gonna get into it and stuff. I would just say this real quick, CB. Everybody's right and wrong, right? Like when you put your takes out there, when you do this for a living, you're not going to bat 1,000. I think we all
Nah, for
understand that.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
But
That's
but Big O again, and I kind of told you this privately the other day, CB. If you would have told me Monday morning Brian Flores was getting fired after winning, I believe 7 out of the last 9 games
mm,
and winning against New England, right, the final week of the season. If you would
yeah.
have told me that Monday morning he was going to be fired, I would have told you were batshit crazy. And that's what happened. There was a lot of people in the community last year, CB. Christian Wilkins is a done deal. They're just working on the numbers, but it's good, it's good. Big O constantly. This is Christian Wilkins last year. He's wearing a Las Vegas Raider jersey this year. So all I'm saying, bro, like
Mm.
he's kind of been spot on. I know when Big O is like trolling or trying to get clickbait and stuff. I can just go from when I watched the interview, it didn't feel like that, bro. It felt like he was trying to tell people what's going on. So believe what you want, bro. But I don't. Again, I'm not saying it's true, but he's standing on business. CB, I can promise you that.
Well, to be completely honest, I think Big O is full of shit. And I think he is just talking to talk, right? And I think sometimes that happens. Guy, he may have got wind from something, from one of his contacts in the organization or from somebody that, hey, they don't like Tyreek and what he's doing and his antics. I don't believe that, right? And I understand, from a contractual standpoint, how the Miami Dolphins could be like, yeah, let's move off of him after this year, or after next year, right? Based on the money, because you're paying him a lot of money, right? But he's also still one of the highest producing guys in the community. I mean, in the league. So it's just hard for me to rally behind Big O saying that. Um, because I haven't got wind of any of that, and it doesn't seem like the organization is moving towards that. So that's my thing. And Ty Bless, I'm with you. I think they're going to extend him, if anything, right? I think they're going to extend him or do another deal, right? Give him that contract extension, restructure it, whatever. Do another deal, but just make it more feasible for them to pay Waddle, to pay Holland, to pay guys that are going to be like the cornerstone moving forward. So that's my thoughts. Now, I've talked to people, and they said that's bullshit. So I'm gonna just keep it right there. But hey, I got the homie EM on. EM, what's popping with you?
Homie,
Hey, I know.
homie,
Hey, I know he will. Hey,
homie,
hey.
homie. When did I become? I thought you was the ops.
Oh,
Not to make our private conversations public information, but I was
Uh-oh.
informed that
here we
a
go.
certain somebody, a CB41.5, was no longer on the block. Right? He ain't on the block no
Man, we
more. He a
stay on
op
the
now.
block. We stay on the
So that's
block.
what I'm
Hey, we
hearing.
got
So
plaques. Hey, we got plaques on the block.
okay, well I'm here for all of that. I'm here for all that. So yeah. Shout out to you, gentlemen. What's good, fellas?
What's going on, man? What's up
What's
with you,
good?
man?
What's good, Ian?
Man, I caught a little bit of you all's conversation before I hit that StreamYard link. This Tyreek situation, listen, we've talked about this privately recently, as recent as like what, about an hour ago, the three of us. And I will say this, obviously nothing has been confirmed yet. You hadn't heard anything from, either parties, the Dolphins or Tyreek's representation, at this point. However, when you hear rumors, you hear innuendos, you hear things that are being put out,
Mm.
right? I don't
What you
necessarily
saying? What you
hang
saying,
on,
bro?
hang on, hang
Get
on,
to
hang
the
on,
point, bro. We ain't
hang
got
on.
time.
I don't necessarily I don't pay attention to what's being said. I pay attention to what's being done. So with that being said,
Mm.
if you look at the additions, look at all the moves that they've made on offense, right? You trade a third round pick for next year's draft to move up in the fourth round to get another running back to strengthen your running back room. You bring in Odell Beckham Jr. You bring in Jonnu Smith.
Ooh.
You're not bringing these other, higher end, again,
What you
you're not.
saying, bro? What is
Hang
you
on.
saying? Like,
You're not bringing in
hey,
these other pieces just for window dressing. No, that tells me.
you don't bring it. First of all, let me ask you this: you don't bring these type of pieces in during a rebuild year? Because
No, no, no.
I heard it's a rebuild.
100% no, absolutely not. Let's kill that right now. The narrative that we're rebuilding, I don't know who came up with that. You know what I mean? But it was several people on Twitter, you know who you are, that were putting that out about us in a quote unquote rebuild. We're rebuilding again. It's 2019 all over
Bro.
again. Y'all need to stop. Hopefully, y'all. Well, I hadn't
Hopefully,
seen much of that chatter though here lately though.
yeah.
So
Since we still picking up guys, we going after Odell. I don't think they
yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah,
rebuild
yeah,
no
yeah,
more.
yeah. So, but what that tells me, the actions of the Miami Dolphins, what that tells me is that will be a diversified approach moving into 2024. You don't bring these, you don't bring in these
Mm.
pieces, bro, for window dressing. No,
So hold up. So this is what I'm hearing, Ian, and if I could break this down for the people, what I'm hearing is you're saying that the Dolphins are bringing in like multiple facets of the offense: tight ends, more running backs, receivers, who can spread the ball around, make a more versatile offense instead of being one
absolutely
dimensional.
100%. There will be a more
So
diversified approach.
now with that diversified approach, right? With that approach, are you phasing out a guy like Tyreek Hill who demands a lot of targets and commands a lot of attention? Like, what's your
Well,
thoughts?
well, I'm not gonna say. See, did you bring up that other platform that's been pumping this out in the community? Did you drop their name?
Who, Big O?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We said
Okay.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
Big O, I'm not going to use his words. He used the words phasing out. I'm not willing to go there.
Oh, he said that.
Right? He
Okay.
said that verbatim. But
Okay.
I'm not willing to go there. But I will say this: being so dependent on Tyreek Hill, a lot of that dependency will be dialed down. I think so. The ball will be spread around a little more. Tyreek is still gonna he'll still be probably the most targeted weapon that we have because he should. He's still the most dynamic weapon in all of football. But
Mhm.
for again, I think Mike McDaniel has had a come to Jesus moment with him, his offensive staff, Tua, etc. And they've done the same thing for 2 years in a row, being overly dependent on Tyreek Hill, right? And what has they gotten them? First round exits, right? Bounced out the first round of playoffs. So I think that come to Jesus moment came, and they said, well, look, man, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and getting different and expecting different results. That's not the situation. I think you don't make these additions to this offense just for window dressing. No, think the ball will be spread around a little bit more. They'll be less dependent on Tyreek, and let's just hope and pray that it makes them a much more better version offensively
Just
that
say
we've
the
seen
just
to
say
this
the
point.
just say the word. Just say the word,
Well,
Ian.
well, well, well,
Say the
well. Wait a
word.
minute. Wait a minute.
That balance, that B word. Say that B word.
Oh yeah, you already know that balance is coming, baby. Hopefully, I'm praying.
Okay, and that's fine, right? I think we can all agree there's balance, but this is where I want to piggyback and take this conversation, right? So the reason we got Tyreek Hill is because he left Kansas City to come from Miami. What was the reason, gentlemen, that, and again, to use his words, not mine, why did Tyreek want to leave Kansas City?
Because he felt like he was underutilized. His words, not mine.
Exactly, EM. So let's say, not to use Big O's words of phasing out, but to you and CB's point, a lot of the time during when we would have our private conversation during the season about being more balanced, right? You go get A-Chain last year. You trade up, you said it, for Jaylen Wright, right? You also drafted 2 receivers. You brought in OBJ. Tyreek Hill in the last 2 years, right? Highly productive for Miami. But he's used to getting 12, 13, 14 targets a game. Now, if those targets are true, now the team could overall be better, right? From the balance you guys are talking about. But if those targets go down from 12, 13, 14 to, let's say, 7 or 8, is there a situation where Tyreek Hill grows frustrated? Because again, when I posed this question to a couple of people in a Twitter space, their argument was, well, the only time he would complain is if he was winning or if the team was losing, right? They try to say if the Dolphins are winning, he would be fine with that. Well, damn, that shit don't work with me, CB, because the man played in 2 Super Bowls with Kansas City. He won 1, he lost 1. They were the model of consistency of winning in Kansas City. So he didn't really care that they were winning or having playoff success or Super Bowl success. He wanted those numbers. He wanted those targets. So I'm just posing the question.
This is a good question, right? Now, it's also about, so I think players in an ideal world, right, will want to do both. They will want to be paid handsomely and they will want to win games, right? Now, he was in a position where he felt like, hey, they were asking him to take a pay cut. He didn't want to take the pay cut. He wanted to be one of the highest paid receivers in the NFL. He got that, right? So now I think he's at a point where, hey, I want to elevate my team, right? Take my team to the next level, take my team to the Super Bowl, right? In Kansas City.
And become the highest paid wide receiver in football.
I mean, he's already done that, right?
Well,
I mean, he already did that.
Well, we're coming from a Kansas City perspective. He wasn't the highest paid receiver in Kansas City.
Yeah, of course.
He was trying to become. So
right.
Go ahead. But go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So he's trying to be, he became the highest paid receiver. Now he's trying to elevate his team and take his team to the next level. I think it's fair that players want to make their money and they want to be on a good football team and take their team to the next level. I think that's fair for them to want that.
I agree.
Now, sometimes you want your cake and you want to eat it too. Like you want to be the highest paid receiver and you want a good football team around you. And sometimes that's not the case. So I think it's going to come down to Tyreek kind of saying, hey, I still want to be a Miami Dolphin. I'm going to take a little bit less or structure the contract in a team-friendly manner to get guys like Waddle and Holland and other guys paid, because I believe in Mike McDaniel and I believe in this team. So I think
we hope that's the case.
And we hope that's the case. Yeah. And sometimes that's not the case, but I think at this point in Tyreek's career, I think Miami is a great situation for him, right? And I really can't see him being anywhere else. But that may be the Dolphin fan in me, right? But Tyreek could be out of here in the next couple of years. I just don't see it based on the relationship that McDaniel, Tua, and those guys have with him in the organization. I just don't see it.
But do they see again? And I'm just posing the questions,
Yeah, and
right?
I think it's a good question.
But
I think it's fair.
but do they have the relationship in the building with Tyreek? See, it's easy for us to come out and say, and I'm not saying what you said is wrong, CB.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
throwing.
Yeah.
Do it does to and now again, I'm not talking about on the field because on the field they've been the most dynamic quarterback receiver tandem in the league the past 2 seasons, right? We understand it. But from an let's say outside the building standpoint, or just in general, are they good with Tyreek? Because when you hear the Big O, and again, when the Big O says, and as EM has seen that, I'm sure watch that video, bro. He's talking like again from a standpoint of he is told, right? And we all know Big O has connections, whether you like him or not, is one thing. The man is connected into that building. He does know people in there. And when he's dropping nuggets like the Dolphins are growing frustrated and phasing him out, like
That
there's
that leaves
there
that leaves
there's
you
some
that leaves
concern,
me
bro.
that
There's
leads
some
me to
concern there.
believe some bird is whispering in his
Mm.
ear. He wouldn't be as I mean, he's speaking it as if it's already that plan has already been put in motion. But I will
1000%.
say this: he has said that. But again, goes back to what I said. Me personally, I'm not paying so much of paying attention to what Big O is saying. I am paying closer attention to how the Dolphins are moving. And if you look at the moves, the personnel additions that they just made this offseason, right? Again, you can put stock in this or not, but when they had their F1 situation down there in Miami, right? All the heavy hitters was out. Tyreek, for some reason, maybe he had prior obligations,
He did.
but
He did.
but okay, but that's fine. But he was a no-show. He was not in that team picture. He was not in that picture, right? With all the heavy hitters that would. And again, take that with a grain. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I'm more focused on the additions, the the additions that Mike McDaniel has in his offensive staff has brought in. That
Well,
tells me, and again, I'm not,
mhm.
again, I'm not necessarily saying that, you know, they're kind of moving away from Tyreek and trying to move away from being so dependent on Tyreek. That's an indication of he's gone, he's definitely gone. No, but I do think there will be a change in the approach, bro, and it has
EM,
to,
Well, let me
and
well
it
let
has
me
to.
let
EM,
me say that. Let me say this real quick.
well, CB, real quick, because I don't want to lose it, right? EM
Yeah.
saying, not forget about what Big O's saying. He's not really paying. It's he's not paying attention to that so much. It's what the Dolphins are, how they're moving, right? Would it be fair for me to say a person like me then is watching how Tyreek Hill is moving? Because Tyreek Hill, the past month, 2 months, has been going on every podcast he can get on, right? And the narrative is Chris Greer's been getting it.
Facts,
You've seen him on Twitter,
facts.
right? He changed his
Hmm.
icon profile picture to Chris Greer, right? Everywhere he's going, oh, I love it here. I want to retire here. Miami's my home. This and it just reeks of desperation. Could it be that Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, the front office has kind of already indicated to Tyreek Hill, hey, there's going to be a philosophy change here. It's not going to be the Tyreek Hill dependent show. And maybe again he's trying to put it out there. Well, this is where I want to be because they're the writings on the wall. They've already informed him. Maybe we do want to keep you here, but again, at what cost, bro? Because you can't be the highest paid player in the league, but you're not. We're not getting. We don't need you what we needed from you the last 2 years, right? We didn't mind paying you,
I
making you a
and
$30 million receiver for 1,800 yards,
and
but
Lou
that's not what we need right now, CB. Right? Like,
and Lou, I see what you're saying. Like, the organization could be saying to Tyreek, hey, we're gonna just be a more versatile, more balanced offense. We're gonna get everybody involved,
Oh,
right?
I think he's already
And
been
and I,
told that.
and I think that's part of it. I think in order for this team to be where it needs to be, I think that needs to happen. I think Tyreek Hill being on the field is a huge enough threat to where it's going to pull people away and open some guys up. So I still think he needs to be on the field. I think he's a major piece to the puzzle, right? With that being said, I think Tyreek is kind of taken on the role as being like the face of the franchise, like the poster boy for the Miami Dolphins. So he's on all the media outlets. He's constantly on social media. He's streaming. He's doing a lot, right? So in doing that, he's also taking on the responsibility of saying, hey, we're going to go and win games. We're not really worried about what the naysayers say, right? We're not going to worry about what they say about Chris Greer because Chris Greer is cooking, right? That's his approach. And I don't know if it's necessarily that, he may be putting on a show or like saying, oh, I'm doing this so I could kind of elevate myself within the organization, try to help me get that next contract. I just think that's his personality, right? I think that's his personality. I think he loves that limelight. I think he loves being that guy for the Miami Dolphins, that rah-rah, that cheerleader for the team. Now, you mentioned the F1 stuff, right? Now, that same day, he did have a camp in Miami for a group of young kids, right? So he had a
Okay,
camp.
that's fine. I said take that with a grain. I said take that with a grain.
Yeah. So there's, he's always traveling. Like he was in Orlando that Saturday, doing a camp here in Orlando, and then he went down to Miami and did a camp in Miami.
Hey,
so
CB,
while those guys.
Pull up JR Black's comment real quick, because again, you need to shout out these fans that are appreciating the show.
Yeah, shout out to the chat.
I just seen that. I just seen that.
What did he say?
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Which one?
It's JR Black about us three or whatever. The comment about us three. I'm just saying, people like that should be called out, man. Shout out to JR Black. We appreciate it, at least from my
end. Yeah, salute to that man. Salute to that man. Pull it up. CB, highlight it. There you go.
Is it this one right here?
That one right there.
Oh, okay. It says, I will keep saying this to y'all. Stop tripping. Stop teasing the fan base with this greatness. You three need to give us a weekly great football content. Hell to all 10-4 dramas, knowledge-based content. Appreciate you, JR.
Shout out to JR Black, man.
Salute to that man. Salute to him.
Salute. And honestly, I think these conversations, I don't know. Like, I don't see a lot of these conversations happening on other platforms. On Twitter Spaces, you have some of this. You guys do a good job of having these conversations. There's some platforms that have good conversations. I just think that some of the trolling and stuff, I think some of that is like it gets carried away sometimes. So
no, just say it, CB. There's a lot of garbage out there on these platforms in the community. That's a fact.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, and I'm not gonna say it's garbage because honestly, everybody has their own niche.
A lot of it is trash.
I get what you're saying.
It is,
but everybody has their own niche, and like some people gravitate towards that stuff, right? Like Tua haters really don't even come over here and watch me, and I don't even be talking about Tua like that. I'm just talking Miami Dolphins football. But since I support the quarterback and I think he's good enough to get it done, like people typically don't gravitate towards my content, which I think is corny because I watch everybody, right? But that's just the nature of the game and where we are. That's where we are as a society too. People what they want to hear.
Well, I did say there's a lot of garbage out there in the community, so yeah. But when you see that EM Dolphin fan logo pull up, I don't know about this. I don't even know who this other guy is. But definitely the trash man. The trash man comes and clears all that garbage out the way when that EM Dolphin fan logo pulls up. So, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But so shout out to that man.
Like if you could bet right now, and this is gonna be a tough question for you. If you could bet right now and say, hey, Tyreek will be here next year or he will not be here next year. I'm not talking this season coming up, but the year after that, Lou, what would you put your money on?
Man, right now, hey, wow. Listen, I'm not going all in, right? I'm gonna say 50-50 though. Like listen. The private conversations are going to stay here, right? But I would just say when there's smoke, there's fire. I believe that in any situation, right? And you're hearing rumblings, and the way, to Ian's point, he's watching the Dolphin organization. I've been watching how Tyreek's been moving. Something is up, right? And I just think, to Ian's point earlier, Mike McDaniel, I think, looked, and I think he understands the best version of this football team. And I would say Tyreek is a part of that, but I would say in the first 2 years, Tyreek's been too big of a part, right? And I think they're trying to walk away from that. So if Tyreek is willing and able to put the team first, then I think everything will be fine, and I think he would be here. But if Tyreek is looking like maybe this could be the last time I could try to break the bank, I think Miami would move off in that scenario. So as of right now, where we are today, CB, I'm more 50-50. I believe where they're
And-
hey, hold up.
and-
You can't be 50-50. That's where we got to close it.
Well,
Hey,
51-49, goddammit.
51-49.
No,
That he what?
I want to piggyback off what Lou said. I mean, if you're boxing me in right now and you're asking me,
Come on, bro.
it's 50-50, right?
Yeah, hey, bro,
Because
you can't be 50-50. I
well,
should have put that out there.
51-49.
51-49. Which side are you on? Is he staying or going? Where's the 51 at?
I think, and give me a minute, right? I think more than I think.
Hey, y'all
hang on.
To answer
No.
the question.
I'm going to answer your question. I'm leaning more towards him staying because you recall the conversation that we had privately. I said, what could derail this? If there is something, if there's a plan in motion to kind of move away from him. What could derail that plan is if the Dolphins have a deep playoff run, and I'm fully anticipating that to just be the case. So with that being said, if that happens, I can see the Dolphins in a situation where they find some kind of common ground contractually, and they want to run it back to try to, to keep this train going. So that's where I'm at.
So you leaning towards the 51% that he'll be here. I hear you. Y'all, hey, Tony said it. Hey, y'all ducking that smoke. You really ducking that smoke. Tony said it.
Who? Who is Tony? Lou, you know who Tony is? Who is that?
Hey, y'all boys funny. Hey, shout out to
I don't know who that is.
Hey, shout out to the homie Shake Money with the $5 donation.
Shake.
Appreciate you. Shake the homie CB83. I appreciate you always showing me love. Love the panel. Fins up. Let's go, Shake.
Hey,
Let's
that's
go.
the only man over there shaking any goddamn thing over the tailgate. That's the only one.
Shout out to the homie Shake.
Cap is slipping.
Who did you say was slipping?
You see that boy Lou, he don't want to get it. He don't want to have that conversation. You see quiet over there.
Why are you so
quiet as a church
Lou?
mouse? He don't want it. He don't know nothing about that.
Quiet as a church mouse. Good
I don't know
Lord.
nothing about what. I wasn't even.
I know.
Oh, now he wasn't paying attention.
I know.
Well,
I know.
My wife just walked in the house. What?
Oh, okay. All right. You good. He good. He ain't here.
Right.
Hey, Lou, but we said, hey, so EM leaning towards him staying 51%. Where you at? Because you ain't telling me which side you on.
Yeah, okay. I would say the same thing. 51, he would stay because I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping he kind of realizes that the overall team success is better for him. Because again, private conversations will stay there. But I agreed with the point that at this point, right, you've done everything. You got your all pros, you got your Pro Bowls, you got your Super Bowl. Now what's left, again, the team you left has just won back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah.
If you want to make a case in your argument, forget about the overall stats and numbers. Go to the team that you went to and help them win a championship. And I think you would cement yourself as a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Like, numbers are good, and you can probably still get to the Hall of Fame with numbers. And again, shout out to Ian. That's not my take. That's Ian's. But I agree with that statement. I think Tyreek has done enough in his career that the Hall of Fame conversation should be already in motion. But I just think that you leave a team that has been dominating this league, you come to another and you help them win. I think that pretty much cements your legacy. And hopefully that's where his head's at.
Bro,
His first ballot.
Well,
the only question with him is whether or not he's first ballot or not, and that's a big. I know a lot of players that are in the Hall of Fame talk about, well, whether you were like, it really don't matter about being first ballot as long. Nah, bro, that first ballot status, it's only a few players in 100+ year history of this league that when their name is up for Hall of Fame consideration, that they get that opportunity to make it on the first try. That is a big, 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 big achievement. And I've heard Tyreek talk about first ballot status before. So I think.
Question: If Tyreek Hill gets us to a Super Bowl and we win it, is he first ballot?
Oh, clearly. He's the most dynamic. He's already, and again, Megatron, no shade at Megatron, but, you know, accomplished. He put up a lot of yards. He didn't win much in Detroit. We all know that. He was a first ballot guy, and he should have. He should have been, because
individually he was dominant. He was
individually. I mean, bro, he's the most physically, most dominant wide receiver the game has ever seen. But Tyreek definitely is the most dynamic, and what I mean by that is he's the most. Obviously, he's the fastest. Nobody keeps defensive coordinators up late at night to the degree that Tyreek Hill does.
Nobody.
He's a much more versatile player. He can play inside, he can play outside.
And this is why I'm saying this, Ian. And this is why I'm saying this. He will absolutely 100%, not no 51-49, none of that. He will 100% be a Miami Dolphin the following year. 100%.
Well, I can't say that because having a conversation about his Hall of Fame status and whether or not him being here and the Dolphins, again, taking on another massive contract, those conversations are two different things. And again, that team Lewis just referenced, the Kansas City Chiefs he came from, they just won back-to-back championships without him. So you can win without Tyreek Hill. Now, I'm not in a world right now, as we're having this conversation, to where I want to live in a world without Tyreek, but it's been done before. Let's not act like it hasn't. So at the end of the day, again, I'm not saying I'm more inclined to believe, again, based off my, expectations of the team, right? I think we're poised. We're in a position, talent-wise, health permitting, that we could be in a much better, we'll have much better postseason success than we have had the last 2 years. And with that, if that happens, then more inclined Tyreek will be here. But if that don't happen, oh no, Tyreek is gone, because there's no way you can justify bringing him back. And again, is the objective to win, or the objective is to get him 1,900 yards, 2,000 yards? What's the objective?
100%.
I'm just asking for a friend.
100% to win.
There's no way you bring him back, bro, if you get bounced out in the first round yet again. And no, bro, I don't see that happening.
I mean, I think the Dolphins will be fine under these circumstances. They gotta get a home playoff game. They need to win the division, point blank, period. Like, they need to win the division. They need to get a home playoff game. If you get the home field advantage, you gotta, I think, an 80% shot at winning the game, right? You got to use your home field advantage to your advantage, and you got to take advantage of it. You got to win down the stretch. Tua's got to elevate his game. I like to see, and I've had this conversation with you guys. I said, hey, this offseason, Tua needs to get outside of his typical training regimen. He needs to get outside of his comfort zone, his box, and do something different, right? I've said that countless times, and I'm like, yo, he's got to do something a little bit different this offseason, because what he's been doing just hasn't been enough, right? I like Nick Hicks. I like what he's doing for him. I like how he's building his body back up. But as a quarterback, I feel like
Lou, you hear this?
Hey, as a quarterback, he has been somewhat been stagnant, right? So he does need to elevate his game, take his game to the next level, get in with guys like Tom House, training with groups of guys like Gold Feet Global down there in Miami, who my cousin Elijah trains with. He's doing stuff a little bit different this offseason, and I like to see it. I like to see him kind of taking the extra steps to become a better quarterback. And that's what we need from him in year 5. We need him to just be a better version of his best version that he's shown us.
Oh, I agree 100%. But but I will say this though as well. Tyreek needs to do the same thing, because
they all do.
Because Tyreek feasts on inferior competition, and Tua's just not the only one that had been the best version of himself when we face upper tier competition. Tyreek Hill has not been the best version of himself. Jaylen Waddle hasn't been the best version of himself. So all of them need to accept some level of accountability, bro, that when they are facing these teams, and again, these playoff caliber teams, they are not the best versions of themselves. So
Right.
that, again, that expectation, that level of accountability just doesn't need to be applied to Tua. That's across the board, Mike McDaniel
It's
included.
across the board. Absolutely.
And Mike McDaniel, that's a whole nother conversation when it comes to play calling, situational stuff. He's got to be way better. But we've seen Jaylen Waddle get ghosting games.
Oh, y'all don't want to have this conversation.
We've seen Tyreek Hill get jammed up and not be able to get off the line of scrimmage.
ATB 3 for 31, 3 for 31. 3 for 31.
Hey, you remember that conversation?
Yeah, keep talking.
3 for 31.
Who was 3 for 31? Who caught 3 balls for 31 yards?
Ask Lou. He know. Ask Lou.
Lou, who was that?
So y'all really want to have this conversation? I'm telling you.
All I said was, who is 3 for 30? What is 3 for 31?
Hey, y'all going there? Don't go there. Hey, because honestly, I like Waddle. I like Reek. I like all of these guys. I like our offense. I like the building, right? But we just got to be better. Like, we got to be tougher down the stretch. We got to find a way to be physical. We got to find a way to, when we get punched in the mouth and we see our own blood, we got to be willing to fight back.
Real quick. Let me hop back in this goddamn chat real quick.
Here we go, chat.
Hey, man,
here we go, chat.
I see this Tony character, whoever that is, right? He real chatty in the chat.
Ooh,
Hey, drop that link, CD, for who I don't know this man or whoever he is. Drop that link for him and tell him to pull up, because
that's my dog. That's my dog.
Is this?
Hey, drop that link. Pull on up, Tony, because you real chatty in that chat, bro.
Send Tony the link, bro.
Tony, my homie, man. I'll send him the link. But let me real quick, right? Real quick, y'all. I'm gonna
go
send
ahead.
Tony the link. But real quick, let's talk about this. Well, there's several topics we want to touch on, but just real quick, right? In the aspect of the Jaylen Waddle talk. Funny you guys bring that up, because again, he's looking for a contract extension, and we'll just go to one of the most recent contracts, right? In Amon-Ra St. Brown. He got $25 million a year. I'm gonna ask you, gentlemen, your opinion. Is Waddle better than Amon-Ra St. Brown? And is he worth more than Amon-Ra St. Brown? And if so, how much more is he worth?
You want to go first, CB? Okay, go ahead. The floor is yours.
And honestly, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Yeah,
first of all,
right now.
You asked me, is he a better player, right?
Yes. Is who would you rather have on this football team?
Well, see, I can't do that because honestly, because we're looking at we're looking at situational, and we're looking at our team. Our team is built a certain way. Waddle fits our puzzle the best, right? If we brought Amon-Ra Brown and we swapped out Waddle, I think it would be a different offense, right? But I do like him as a player. I think he has more accolades than Jaylen Waddle, and I think he's worth more than Jaylen Waddle right now on the open market. So I think Waddle's contract should be around that same amount or less than Amon-Ra St. Brown's, because he has Pro Bowls and other accolades under his belt. Big playoff games, big playoff performances that Jaylen Waddle does not have.
That is an uncomfortable topic. I can't believe we got that on wax, Lou.
That is me keeping it.
I cannot believe we actually got that on wax.
So CB, so what you're saying is you said comparable or lower than $25 million for Jaylen Waddle. I just want to make sure I
say exactly. Yep, right there. Comparable. I like the same. I would pay him the same amount. I would pay him a little bit less. I would like to get him a little bit less.
Well, Devontae Smith went 3 years, 75. That's $25 million a year. Now we can go to the guaranteed money. I don't think it was the full 75, but how would that sound to you, gentlemen? A 3 year, 75 deal for Waddle? Is that something?
That's reasonable.
Hang on. Let me chime in on my opinion
he want to give his take now.
The comparison with Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 335, the 3 for 31 nigga.
I love it.
So
who is that?
The 3 for 31 gentleman. Yeah, he asked Lou. He know who that is. Ask him.
I gotta
I want to hear you say.
So Jaylen Waddle Waddle had 3 catches for 31 yards in the playoff game.
Hey man, I don't know. Okay,
Is that where that's
is
coming
that what you
from?
saying? Is that what you saying?
Is that where
CB?
that's coming from, Ian?
Is that what that? I don't know. I'm asking. I'm asking for. I'm asking for a friend, bro. Is that factual information? Because I'm asking for a friend right now.
Actual 3 for
Okay,
31.
3 for 31. Damn.
He was 3 for
So,
31.
so listen. You know, we had this conversation the other day,
Ooh.
the 3 of us, and privately, and you know, things were brought up, things were said, opinions were given. However, I think Lewis at the time, you know, CB were more and I were more in line with our position when you in the comparison. But here's where CB and I part ways. I think they are very comparable players, right? I think Lewis was not giving Amon-Ra St. Brown enough credit. I could be wrong, and please feel free to jump in and correct me if I'm wrong, Lou. On my, our conversation the other day.
You want me to jump? You want me to jump in right now?
Well, do what you do. Well, hang on. Wait till I finish, right? Because I just felt like you weren't giving him enough credit because he's been since day one, and not to say Jaylen Waddle hasn't. He's been highly productive. He's the number 1 option on his team, right? And he's got big playoff games on his resume. This is all factual, right? You can't deny that. But this is where CB and I part ways. I'm still going to lean more towards taking. If I had to pick between the two, I'm leaning more towards Jaylen Waddle because Amon-Ra St. Brown, as versatile as he is, he still does not bring an element that Jaylen Waddle brings, and that's that vertical element. For Jaylen Waddle, he can do everything Amon-Ra St. Brown can do, and he brings that element of verticality in the offense. You can't say that about Amon-Ra St. Brown. So with that being said, I think if you poll 32 GMs in the league, and this will be no shade at Amon-Ra St. Brown because he's highly productive, very, very good player, top 10 player at his position, but he just can't bring, he's got players like Jaylen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, they've been touched by the hand of God and they've been blessed with that immense speed. And that is the skill set that is coveted the most at that position at an NFL level. So I'm going to lean more towards Jaylen Waddle if I had to pick between the two, but very comparable players in terms of the production.
Hey, CB. I know, CB. I know what time the skating rink opens up in the state of Florida. What time it opens up in Texas?
Hey,
it's
open
right now.
It's wide open.
No, the rink don't open till 9 o'clock. Goddamn it, 9 Central, 9 o'clock Central Standard.
Where's all that bass? Where's all that bass from the other day?
He had a lot more bass the other day, bro.
And why did I? Because I was pushing again. Why did I though? Because I was pushing back on Lewis. Lewis, I felt like was not giving Amon-Ra St. Brown because he was saying the divide between the two, the comparison of the two was like big as the Grand Canyon. And he said his quote, "It's not even close."
Let me stop you.
No, that's just not true.
Again, let me stop you right there.
You'd be dead wrong if you said that, Lou.
You said I can.
He said that. Did you not say that even close? You didn't say that.
Well, again, if you asking me who can do more on the football field, that's what I said. In my opinion, it's not even close because Amon-Ra St. Brown has great hands. He's a great route runner. He's a glorified possession receiver. That's what he is.
Glorified? No, he ain't no glorified nothing. He's the he's the best. You can make a case he's the best.
And that's fine. When Keyshawn Johnson was named a glorified possession receiver, he was the best. Michael Thomas from New Orleans, a couple years later, he was the best. Okay, so Amon-Ra Brown, he is the best, but that doesn't change the fact that he's still a glorified possession receiver. Waddle offers you more on a football field perspective. You could do a lot more with a Waddle.
No. The only thing he offers more is speed. That is it.
That's it.
But the point that I brought to you, the rebuttal I brought to you, we had this conversation privately, was that Waddle obviously brings the vertical element in play. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, you can make a case that he's better playing through traffic. He's better at going over the middle. You don't see him dropping big time balls like you do Jaylen Waddle. That is a fact. So
listen,
you're comparing.
I'm done having this conversation with you. What's good, Tony?
Yeah.
I see a real
You
one
need,
up
Hey,
here
he's
right
you know
now.
what? You need to
Hey, he
contact
backpedaling.
Ryan Clark and who else is on that Pivot podcast?
I see.
Fred Taylor.
Yeah.
Channing,
Because
Fred
way to
Taylor,
pivot, baby.
Channing
see a
Crowder.
real
'Cause
one.
you know
I see
what
a
was
real
coming.
one. I see a real one up here. Now, damn it, that's what I'm saying. What's good, Tony?
I
What's
still
good,
don't
brother?
know. I
Fellas,
still don't
what's
know
good,
who that is. Nice to meet you, bro. Nice to meet you, brother.
I know you shaking your boots right now, Em, but it's all good. Hey, what's good now? Hey, man,
Tone, what's good, bro?
I
What's
thought
good,
you was
man?
gonna be disrespecting Waddle, but after I seen you finish your take, I'm gonna let you off the hook a little bit.
He was skating. He was
It was-
skating, Tony. He was skating.
It was getting a little, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he only had 2 catches. I'm not 100% sure for 31 yards in that on that play.
No, it was 3 for 31. It was 3 for 31.
Hey, it was 3.
But look,
It was
how
3
many
for
targets
31.
was it though? Wasn't it only like 4 or 5 targets though?
I think it was 5 or 6.
Let me go back and look at that. I'm at work, so I ain't got time to. But I
But-
Oh snap! My bad, Tone. I didn't know you was working, bro.
No,
My
it's all
bad.
good. I'm closing down. It's all good. But
I
At
don't
the
like
same
that
time-
little laugh. I don't like that little laugh that EM says every time it's 3 for 31. That little laugh.
Yeah.
hey, listen, go
Hey,
back
man,
and
it
look
is
at
what
some
it
records.
is.
Tony.
I think it was only 2. I think he had 2 catches because I don't argue with somebody about him only having 2 catches. But I told him it was only like 4 or 5 targets, bro, and he still averaged 15.5. So if you get his targets up, he gonna do something with his
I like
targets.
look.
No,
I
Well,
really,
the question is, why you asking? Well, LK, if he is that productive, 3 for 30, 2 for 31, right? Well, why is he not getting more targets? Could it be that again he ain't getting open
Tyreek
enough?
on the other side.
They they bullying him at the line of scrimmage because they just wasn't knocking. They just wasn't pushing. Hey, they just wasn't slapping Tyreek in the back of his head. They were slapping the hell out of Waddle too, and he was falling down, acting like he. Hey, let's not do that now.
hold on.
Let's not do that.
This is my thing. This is my thing with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's not getting bullied like that, and he has the versatility to do a little bit of everything. He may not be the deep threat or the speedster that Waddle is, but he's gonna get separation. He's gonna catch the ball, use his hands, and do things that Waddle hasn't typically done. Right. So I think there's some trade-off there, but I do like Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I think that's why he's getting the money he's getting, and that's why he's a Pro Bowl guy, because he's performed in big games and made huge plays. So I mean, that's where I'm at with it, bro.
Waddle didn't show up in one playoff game.
Now 2. I mean,
Two.
you can count last year.
I'm not counting the Kansas City because I don't think he got enough targets.
Well, what about them big drops to that Buffalo? Let's go back a year. Let's go back in time a year.
I can't take that away.
That's what he's not talking about. He's saying he showed up in the Kansas City. I don't think Waddle showed up in the Kansas
fault that he didn't show up in Kansas City game.
I don't think he showed up either one.
Hey,
Either game.
CB, real quick, can you do me a favor? And that great man down there, El Capitan from the Fins tailgate. You know that great network, right? Can you
what great network? Hold
on.
on. We ain't say nothing about no great network.
TFG.
Oh, so what you saying, CB? So what you saying?
I mess with Shake. I mess with Shake Money. I mess with you, Lou.
Can you highlight that comment though, real quick?
Shake the only one shaking any goddamn thing over there. We already covered that.
Shake running the show over there.
Yeah. He the only one doing numbers over there.
You talking about this little comment right here?
Yeah, go ahead and read that.
Okay, I'm gonna read it like okay. All I know is the one a hell of a bullshit panel up here right now outside of Lewis, of course.
Well, that's a fact.
Oh, really?
Come on, Lou.
Hey, Cap, you see them goddamn numbers? He talking about a bullshit panel. You see them damn numbers, Cap? Just like everybody else. Oh, really? Cap, you really want to go here?
Hey, Cap couldn't do this on his best night. He couldn't do it on his best night. He couldn't do it on his best night.
Damn! Yeah. Well, like I said, Shake the only one shaking any goddamn thing over there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the homie Shake.
Yeah. Always respect. Always respect.
Yeah, man. But what? So we talked about the Tyreek Hill. Like, who's next to get? Let's talk about the Jevon Holland situation, right? Guess who got paid, Lou? Who got paid, Lou?
Oh, your boy.
Hang on, real quick. Wait, real quick. Let's hop back in this damn chat. I see
what's going on with the chat.
That same man, Cappy, that same man, right over there at the quote unquote great Fin Tailgate Network, Pull that comment up, CB,
This one
real
right
quick.
here.
Yeah,
This one
you
right
see
here?
him? Go ahead.
The legendary Bad Takes EM.
Oh,
Dry
Lord.
snitching Tony Two
Tony.
Phones.
Oh,
C Bad
oh,
Takes. And
To-
Lewis, aka the OG, aka the Rabbit Dolphin,
Yo,
aka
no.
Captain
oh,
Sabo.
oh,
Golly.
Only, the
oh.
only
Hey.
And
thing I snitched
what?
on was telling people that Cap ain't shit. That's the only thing I did. That's the only shit that I was doing.
Tony, what is that about? You can't elaborate on
Oh
that, my
man,
friend.
dry
What is that
snitching?
about?
You
He,
gotta talk to Lord about that.
hey man, he's sending them
Oh,
shots, bro. Hey, he letting them shots go.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hey, man.
that hey, so
I,
hey,
I already
I
told you
don't
what
know
happened.
nothing about that.
Yeah,
okay.
hey, shout out to the
Yeah.
homie Shake Money, man. Shake Money running the show over there. I love to see it, bro.
Oh yeah.
But
I
yeah,
told you, man,
man.
he the only one shaking any goddamn thing over there, bro. If Shake leave that network, man, I don't know where the tailgate gonna be, bro. They gonna be in terrible shape, dog.
Hey, it's in the hands of crypto at that point. you a bad hands
They ain't
at
gonna
that
be on
point.
the air
Man,
too
that's
much
messed
longer.
up, man.
Hey, they in the hands of crypto. Oh, they ain't gonna be on. They ain't gonna be on the air too much longer, dog. I
I
can
thought
promise you
Crypto went
that.
over there with Peace Take.
You said what?
Oh,
Then Crypto leave the Peace Take.
Oh, crypto
Yeah,
is with Pete Takes now.
yeah, Crypto's over there with Pete Tate. Yeah.
Oh, crypto
oh,
on the hey, crypto
crypto put us
breaking
2
down
weeks in.
film.
Crypto put us 2 weeks in, dog. Oh, damn. Crypto. Oh,
Hey,
wow. Hey, Cap, man. Hey, man, you better
Hey,
step your
CB.
game up, bro. You better get your game
Hey,
up.
CB, I know we're gonna go to Jevon Holland, right? But be real quick, because right before we came
this is
on,
fun, boy.
CB, breaking news: the Detroit Lions inked a 4-year deal with Jared Goff. 4 years, the number's 212 million, but it's 170 million guaranteed. If you do the math of that 4-year 170, it comes out to 42.5 million a year. That's the sweet spot right there for Tua
I think
Tagovailoa.
so too.
Oh, I agree 100%.
I think Tua
I
should
agree
be
100%.
I think Tua should be right in that range or maybe a little bit lower, like 40, between 40, 41. I think that's where he should be.
And see, that gives, I think, with this contract, right, kind of just like the Joe, we talked about this privately too, about the contract that the Tampa Bay safety, God damn it,
Wingfield. I mean, what's his name?
Antoine Winfield Jr., right? He just
Yeah.
signed, right? That's the sweet spot for him. I think with this contract with Jared Goff, that's the sweet spot for Tua. I piggyback off what Lewis's point was. Because see, this kind of minimizes Tua's leverage too. Because listen,
It does.
Jared Goff
he got the accolades.
Hey,
He's
he has the individual resume. He's got the team accolades as well. He's been to the Super Bowl, just coming off an NFC Championship berth. So this kind of limits Tua's leverage to some degree. If I'm Chris Greer, so yeah. But I agree wholeheartedly. That is a sweet spot, and I think Tua will be signed for something in that ballpark, and they'll keep it pushing. And
now if Tua gets more than Goff, are you upset?
No. As long as Tua's in the ballpark.
How much more are we talking about?
If he gets,
I mean, he gets
over
50
over $5 million. Oh, if he gets over $5 million more,
and
if he gets
guaranteed
47,
an overall contract, because that's a big.
I'm just saying overall contract.
Because the overall contract.
Well, I'm worried about guarantees, bro.
Yeah, the guaranteed was really. We gotta look at what they guaranteed.
Yeah, we can say the guaranteed.
That's what's going to count against the cap, regardless.
Absolutely. So to that point, Tony, for me, any number with a 4 in front of it, I'm good with.
And guaranteed money, right?
Anything guaranteed money.
Right,
Anything with a 4 in front of it, I'm good. If it gets to the 5, I'm out. You see what I'm saying? I don't believe Tua's worth. Now, again, we're talking about just pure guaranteed money. I don't think Tua's worth 50, 51, 52, 53 million. But am I gonna argue over 47 million, 48 million? No, I'm not. I think Tua has earned a contract, but it has to be a 4 in front of that number. It can't be a 5, at least for me.
But you know what? If it goes to 50, well, see, my thing is, okay, the only situation where I am out is that if he's trying to reset the market, that is where I'm out. So anything less than whatever resetting the market is, I'm somewhat, and again, I think that's the sweet spot. The 45 between the 45 and 50 million range. That's the sweet spot for me. But if he gets over that 50, whatever, and he's not in a situation where he's resetting the market, I would be a little reluctant to do, but I still would be on board. But in terms of me being out, no. Only unless Tua is coming to the negotiating table and he is telling me if I'm Chris Greer, I am not setting any except a penny less. Then I want the opportunity to reset the market and be the highest paid quarterback in the league. At that point is where I'm pivoting if I'm Chris Greer.
Hey, Ian, let me ask you a question though.
Hey, let me do this before you answer that question real quick. I want the chat to drop y'all number in the chat. Let me know what you think your number is for Tua annually, yearly. Tell me what that number is, man.
Hey, real quick though.
Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, man, I see your partner, your boy in the chat, Sharif. Shout out to Sharif. He said drop the link, CB.
Oh, hell no.
Nah.
Hey, all I'm here is, hey, man, I thought maybe you didn't see the comment, but Sharif dropped that in the chat. Drop the link. So,
hey, Coconut Sharif, let's go, man. I'm gonna drop the link, man. I'm gonna drop the link.
Man, no.
If you say you don't mind, you're not out if Tua's number is above Jared Goff, but how can you justify that? Like based on their body of work, Jared Goff did way more. He went to the NFC Championship with one team, with another team, and he's been healthy for more than Tua have. So I think the leverage is to the Dolphins, and they have all that working against him based on his contract alone.
I would agree, but sometimes when you're talking about contracts and negotiations and all of that, there's got to be some level of projection in there. And I understand you want to have, okay, you've done X, Y, and Z, but a lot of projection is involved in that negotiating table as well. So I think, again, Tua, he's got some years. He's younger than Goff, right? Goff is like pushing 30. Tua is just 25, 26 years old. So you got the youth. He's got that youth, from a youth perspective. He's got that kind of, in his back pocket. But, and again, I'm not saying that he deserves to be paid more than Goff. No, because Goff is the more accomplished player, right? But I understand if the Dolphins, if they have to, kind of throw that projection in there and kind of pay him a little more or whatever. But the only way I want to reiterate, the only way that I'm out if Tua is just hell bent on he's stubborn, and he wants to reset the market. Well, no, bro, I can't do that because you haven't earned that. You have not earned that.
What I don't want people to do is, if you do, because like when this contract dropped and they seen the 212, everybody first thing they did was went to $53 million a year. But
exactly.
that's not guaranteed. Like, what's the guarantee? Because I don't give a fuck if it's a 50 in that overall contract. I could care less. Longest, like Lewis said, around is a 40 something in that guaranteed area. I'm cool with all that. But we not doing that 50 guaranteed, and he's not. It's one season, and yeah, he has improved every year. So we can give him that. So that's your projections. But you also got to show a level of consistency as well. And that goes with being healthy. With being healthy as well. So I think you got to give and take a little bit. So if I'm them, I'll give him a big number overall. So that means he can reach those numbers based on his projection. But the guarantee, it got to be in that range. And I don't want it to be above.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I mean, Tua's gonna get his money. I don't think he's gonna get anything outrageous. I think it'll be right around that Goff number. I think that's what I was thinking the whole time, between 40 and 45. If he gets between that, I think that's a sweet spot. I think everybody can manage that, and we can move forward and just start, winning games, bro. We gotta win some playoff games, win some meaningful games down the stretch, and go get a division title and some shit. Like, but he's got to elevate his play too. I mean, we talk about that money you getting paid, bro. You got to step up. Like, you ain't on no rookie deal no more. Like, now it's no excuses. You got to put up. You got to make plays in big moments. That's what he's been missing. But I think he'll get there. And I think I've always had that. He's played well in some games and moments, but he's also fell short. So we just want to see him more consistently at this point. We want to see him perform consistently in those moments. That Baltimore game against Lamar in Baltimore last year, where he had 6 touchdowns, like, those are huge moments. But we need to see more of those, right? We need to see him step up and make some plays against some really good football teams.
I would agree. I would agree. I think so. So now, because I don't know how long you plan on going, CB, let's take it in the direction of Jevon Holland then, right?
Yeah.
Antoine Winfield, 4 years, 85 million, 45 of that guaranteed. Now we were talking earlier, 4 years, 45 million. It's a little around $11 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I
I
think
gotta,
it's like
I
11.25, right?
yeah, it's like 11.2 something. Yep, yeah, exactly, Tony. So in that case, right, CB, I can go back on Twitter. I can find it. I can send it to you. Maybe you could post it up. But the numbers from Antoine Winfield and Jevon Holland, bro, they're not even close. It's not even close. Again,
Yes,
on the resume,
I did see that. I did see that.
on the resume, right?
Yeah. I'm
Antoine
gonna see if I
Winfield,
can pull that up. Yeah.
Pro Bowl, All Pro, Super Bowl ring. Jevon Holland has none of those. And
Yeah.
you mean to tell me if we're talking about what Tua and golf and the guaranteed money, so 4 years, 45, that's 11. I'll ask you three gentlemen. Obviously, Jevon Holland has to come under that 11, but where's the sweet spot for Jevon Holland?
Well, for me, I told you, like when we talked privately, my position with Holland and that y- um my approach to that position, because I don't think Chris Greer values in terms of free agency, right? I'm not saying he don't value safety, but I don't think that's a in terms of from a salary cap standpoint, that's just not a position that he has chosen based on past history that he is allocated major resources to. So with that being said, in my opinion, because I value the player, I value everything Jevon Holland brings to the team. Uh, the sweet spot for me has always been 8 to 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this contract, when you look at the numbers, when you look through all the fluff and you look at the actual guarantee, what he is, allegedly getting paid, you know, that gives the dog. Again, it's like with Tua, which is Jared Goff contract situation. Same, not the exact same thing, obviously, but similar in terms of the leverage that the Dolphins have. Because to Lewis's point about the resume that Antoine Wingfield Jr. has, it's more extensive than Jevon Holland's. He's got team success too because he's a Super Bowl champion. So with that being said, that is the area. That's the sweet spot for me. 8 to 10 million. I think the Dolphins will find a common ground in that area, and they'll lock him up, for another 3 to 4 years. Um, but yeah, I think it's a good situation. That contract, it's a fair contract. I think that's a fair number for him because he's one of the top players, rated player at his position, but he's just not the top player. Just like Tua's not the top quarterback. So if you're not the top at your profession, if you're not the top at your game, if you're not the clear cut best player at your respective position, you don't earn the right, in my estimation, you don't earn the right to reset the market.
I
And
mean, bro, look at those numbers, EM. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
he's
not even
got
close, bro.
they're not. He's like Winfield's got like double the numbers, especially forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, solo tackles. He's got like
Solo
100
tackles, he's
more.
killing them.
Yeah, he's
Right.
killing them. Yeah. And then I mean, look at the games played. He's played like 14 more games, right? So almost a full season, right?
Mhm.
But still the numbers are still kind of still very high in terms of like where Winfield is. And also you look at the championships, the Pro Bowls and the All Pros, bro. Like
Mhm.
that, I mean, you there's no way you're gonna get all pro money. Like there's
Mhm.
no way Jevon Holland should even be in that conversation with getting
Mhm.
close to what he got. Now, if the Dolphins do pay him a similar contract, they are showing love. That is all they are doing is showing love. But I think at this point, I think he should be between 8 to 10 at the max, in my opinion. Between 8 and 10.
Yeah,
I,
that's it for me.
I think before this contract came out, I'm not even gonna lie, I would have been cool with giving him 11. But now that this came out, I'm not gonna go as low as 8 because I won't. To me, that's disrespecting him. But between 9 and 10, I think that's the area that he was at least my sweet spot. I mean, you could compare the numbers that all you want, but let's not just ignore the value that he brought to this team and what he was at. So he might not be asked to do the same thing as Antoine Winfield. He didn't have as much
Very
freedom,
good point.
and we had
Very
so
good
many
point.
injuries that he had to cover up so many things
But
that yeah, your numbers are gonna drop. It's just gonna happen. So I'm one of the ones that y'all know I call the man soft, and I say he don't show up in big games. But I'm not gonna act like that man ain't out there putting on in a lot of these games. And he's not top, but he is up there in that upper echelon safety.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
But
not
this
going to take away his value just based on numbers because
and,
it's more than that.
and I agree with you, Tony. But if it's gonna be more than that, we got to put it. It's gonna be more than that all
Yeah,
around.
that's why I said
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And this
that's
is
why I
my
said
thing.
I'm not gonna go as low as 8, but 9 and 10 a year. And what I would, because I was cool with give him like a 3 to 4 year, but now I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
max it out at 3.
But
I don't
the
think I'm
thing
gonna
that
give him that
scares
4.
me about Jevon Holland is his knees. Right?
Yes, that's why I said 3.
And knees are a very important aspect in the game of football.
I mean, this the
And
first year he only had that the injuries
yeah,
to his knees, and
but
he didn't tear anything. They were just severely sprained.
I mean,
Both
people were
MCLs in his knee.
people were saying he was shot. People were saying his knees were shot, bro.
Who said that?
There were some people out there saying that, and I'm not saying that's right, but I just know how important knees are to a football player, and if you can't get back to where you were at one point, that's a hefty investment for a
But
guy
he
who
didn't
may
even
not be
tear
around.
anything, bro. He didn't have any tears.
Bro. But it's not always just about the tears.
But that's
It's
the more
about just it's about the wear and tear on your knees. And
I
like,
get
if
it.
you
I get
feel
it.
like if you feel like you can't go out there and run some days and you can't practice and you need a bunch of rest days in order to be healthy, I think that could be setting him up for failure and setting the Miami
But that
Dolphins up
hadn't
for
been the
failure.
case with the exception of this year with Jevon Holland. He's been durable,
Yeah,
bro.
he's been durable. You're right. I just am scared of the knee injuries, and that is a hefty investment to pay for a guy unless you know that he's going to be around. And that's just where I'm at with it. And I like Jevon Holland as a player. I think he's a great player. I don't think he's soft like y'all say. A lot of y'all say he's soft and stuff like that.
No, that's Lewis and Tony with that foolishness.
I think he just came up in a different era, right? I think he's been raised differently, and as a result of that, he is the guy he is. He cares about his football team. He's on Twitter. He's engaged in social media. A lot of football players didn't do that back in the day, so I feel like that's where we're at.
But you know what though, CB, in terms of the soft narrative, and Lewis and I have had this conversation, multiple times, bro. There's nothing soft when that man is on the field, bro. There is nothing soft about that man's game. Nothing. He's a 3-level defender.
Hold up. You know where the soft narrative came from.
Because social media, I don't care about social media.
He kicked rocks. He kicked rocks on the Fangio situation. People and Lewis, you remember this conversation heavily.
Well, Jaylen Ramsey did too, but he just didn't come out and publicly say, the hell with Vic Fangio. There was a lot of players that didn't like his approach to, and again, now that we know, listen to that. Fangio never wanted to be here anyway. So I think Fangio knew he had it was going to be one and done in Miami. He knew that, right? He went and took the contract. He knew it was going to be one and done. So when players and coaches, and it wasn't just necessarily players, but I heard privately that was coaches as well on his staff, that he made it extremely difficult with the open line, with the line of communication. Right, he made that extremely difficult, and I think he just wanted to do a certain amount because he was not going to be here long term, and that clearly was the case. So no, that I don't understand. And even if that was the case, even if they was crying, and he was really acting quote unquote soft I don't give a fuck about nothing what they got going on outside the football field. I don't care. I don't know any of these players. More than likely, I will never know any of them. Won't even get an opportunity to shake their hands in my lifetime. So I don't care what they got going on personally off the field. But as long as you on Sundays in them 60 minutes, I need everything you got. And that has been Jevon Holland since we drafted him.
This is the conversation right here, though. This is the conversation.
And this is the conversation. But see, this is where we part ways. Because I agree with EM and everything he said, except one thing, right? I've come out and I've said that this football team, the past 2 years and again, it's hard, right? But from the overall roster, this has been a roster that has been talented enough to win in this league. I believe Miami has been legitimate Super Bowl contenders from a roster perspective the last 2 years. Now, injuries, all that, I get all that, right? The simple fact is, though, we always have the same argument for Tua in these big games. and we always, like, a person like me will say, kind of weak-minded, right? He doesn't show up in the biggest games. The fact of the matter is, Jevon Holland in those same big games don't show up. Again, like with I don't
How
need
you figure he don't show up, bro?
EM, I didn't say
Uh-oh.
EM, I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing when you were talking, right?
Go ahead, go ahead.
The simple
I'm
fact
glad you
is,
brought this dumbass shit up, but go ahead.
Again, that's cool. I watched Ryan Fitzpatrick beat the Jets, beat the Patriots, beat those scrub teams. I've seen Ryan Fitzpatrick do that, right? Now, again, you can say that Jevon Holland shows up against those big games. When me and Tony had you on the phone, though, Tony brought up the numbers. He even brought it up in the Twitter space.
Private conversations becoming public.
It's public too. Tony brought it up in the Twitter space, and he's absolutely right. It's the same conversation.
Can I interject real quick? Let
him finish. Let him finish.
Okay.
We talk about the drops that Waddle has in big games, and Tyreek has in big games, and Tua, the problems, the misreads, he doesn't show up. Bro, go find me the game in the biggest moments where Jevon Holland has showed up.
Well,
because
bro,
they don't exist.
Well, you can, bro.
Can.
No. When you look at, it's just not about when you talk about the safety position. I'm glad you brought this foolishness up, right? When you're talking about the safety position, bro, you can't necessarily quantify the impact in a box score, right? Name me the game where this man is giving up big plays giving up big time touchdowns over his head, right? Name me game time situations where he is missing tackles in the open field. Guess what? I'm gonna wait on that, but guess what? You can't, right?
You ain't gotta wait on it because I'm glad you brought this up.
So hang on, let me finish. Wait,
hold you say let me name you a game.
No.
Remember when I brought the numbers to you and all y'all told me that he didn't even play in that Baltimore game. And that was a bold-faced lie.
Who told you that? He got murdered in that Baltimore game.
Who told you that?
That one-handed catch by Isaiah Likely, that was on Jevon Holland. A big game, big-time touchdown on your play.
But okay, but again, hang on, but yeah, you got your bird chest poked out right now, Tony. You think you do, but let me rebut what you're saying, right? Let me give you some pushback, right? That same one play that you're referencing right now, one play. Now
it's more than one play,
right? So A, and then B, on top of that, you sat up there, you, Lewis, and all of them other clowns in that darn Twitter space that day sat up there and criticized that man for not playing hurt. We all know the man was compromised all year. So you mean to out of one side of your mouth, you gonna criticize him for sitting out when he could not go, but yet he fought through that and tried to go back in that Baltimore game and he gave up one play. So now you're gonna criticize him?
Criticize him for not playing hurt. That's them other people. I wasn't one that criticized him. I would never do.
You show, Tone? You show?
I didn't either.
Oh yeah, you did. I know Lewis did. I know he did. But I could have sworn Tony was. I could have sworn Tony, you was lock and step right with him. Talking about older man South because he didn't play.
Listen to me, because y'all told me that he didn't play in the Baltimore game. I'm like, are you sure? And I had to go back and do research. So I would never criticize him for not going back in the game and playing hurt, because I'm not like that. I'm not like the people that say, oh no, the man hurt because if you own the field, then I don't want to hear nothing. You get what I'm saying? So I never criticize you for not getting on that field if you don't think you're 100%. I'm not one of them people. But go continue. My bad, bro.
I just want to do this real quick. This is a quick exercise. I'm gonna just present this video right here to the court. We're gonna watch this real quick. I think we all remember this. We should remember this. Here we go.
That's left hand. Then he flips his shoulders, throws a dime to Zay Flowers at the sideline. I was like, that was pretty dope. He dropped back left-handed and turned his shoulders and threw the ball right-handed. Like, I'm seeing it because I got my eyes on him. I'm in fire zone, so we're dropping down. And I'm like, why is he dropping back like he's about to throw the ball with his left hand? Then he flips his shoulders, throws a dime to Zay Flowers at the sideline. I was like, that was pretty dope.
So that's clearly a play in that game where Lamar flipped his hips, threw the ball the other way, and just caught them dudes off guard. So yeah, he played in the game and he got burnt.
And we all know. And again, Antoine Wingfield, every safety gives up plays, but when you evaluate the complete body of work, he's the third highest rated And it's funny how they talk about the numbers, right? Y'all run the PFF. next gen stats,
No, we don't. No, we
ESPN
don't.
stats
We don't.
for everybody, right? When I hear Lewis talk going against these Tua haters with Tua, he always references the numbers, right? When he's talking
Right.
about Tyreek Hill, he always references the numbers. This is the third highest rated safety in the league, bro. But you saying the man don't put up big numbers, but the man is not impactful? Stop it.
See again. See, wrong. See, I hate when we do this, and especially from you, Ian, because your words, not mine. You know how the internet works. See, what you're doing right there is not fair, because I do go to the numbers and make the arguments for Tua, Tyreek, and everybody else, right? What I will tell you, though, is the context behind those numbers, because the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa specifically were the #1 offense in the league this season. They were the highest scoring offense in the league this season.
And that defense was number 4 over. That defense got to number 4 going into that damn Baltimore game.
Right. But see, again, you got your bird chest poked out, but you didn't let me finish. The facts still remain, though. Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphin offense is #1 in all those categories against the big-time teams. They average 17 points a game. That's what they're averaging. So, yes, the #1 offense in Tua, they show up great against the Jets, the Patriots, the Carolina Panthers, the New York Giants. That is all cute. That's fun. But when the Kansas City Chiefs lined up in front of you and the Baltimore Ravens.
They gave them 14 points against Kansas City. They gave them 14 points against Kansas City.
In what game?
The first time they played them. The first game they played, they gave them 14 goddamn points.
Germany, they gave it was 14.
And that's fine.
Against Buffalo, they gave them 21 goddamn points.
What was Jevon Holland? Again, see,
14,
this is where you're missing.
Yeah.
What was, and Tony told you about Kansas City game and about the Buffalo game. What are the numbers for Jevon Holland? What do those numbers look like?
I don't think you can quantify it by numbers. Look,
you're going.
Look. I can look. His impact is bigger than numbers. I get it.
And hang on, CB. Let me
click.
My
thing. Now, hold on. This is my thing though with the Jevon Holland situation. Can we go in the draft and find somebody to replace Jevon Holland?
Well, hang on, CB. We'll get to that. Let's get to that. But I want to address the numbers relative to the safety position.
You've already said the numbers don't do you justice there.
Bro, you can't. I don't know why. The numbers. That's not like, bro, that safety position, bro. You cannot sit up. The safety is a safety is a lot like you get. Well, I can't necessarily de-tackle because they get stats too. But
it's kind of like an offensive lineman almost, but it's different. Like because you're not expected to be making tackles. Like you shouldn't be making a bunch of tackles.
Exactly. Honestly. If you're the safety and you relied upon your team's leading tackle, something is wrong, bro.
Yeah.
How you better gauge the impact at a player playing at the safety position, free or strong, right? It's how is the overall defensive success, bro. And that has been a top goddamn unit since we drafted him. Fuck out of here.
This is my thing, cool. EM. This is my thing. The secondary has underachieved somewhat, and he's a big part of that unit. So we could say the defense has had some overall success, but that secondary has dropped the ball in some big games. Like they did not perform the way we needed them to perform. Point blank, period.
But they were compromised. Everybody was compromised.
And I understand that. I understand you have some guys injured and stuff like that, but you still should be able to operate. You still got top level talent.
And they happen. That defense wasn't a problem. These are your words.
Come on.
We all agree the defense wasn't a problem, bro.
Hey, CB, see, this is the problem right here. See, EM's talking about the overall team defense, and that's very cool. It's a cute story, right? When Jevon Holland inks this deal, he's not talking about the team overall defense. He's talking about him and his numbers. He's not getting paid for what the team's success is. He's not rolling up into Chris Greer's office and saying, "Hey, we were the top 4 defense."
Oh yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So you think he's taking money to save the secondary?
He can say. He can come to the table with these facts. Right? For the last 2 years, I've been rated at the top at my position, and on top of that, since I have been here, and it's just not primarily the reason of Jevon Holland.
Christian Wilkins could have did that.
Jevon Holland, he can say, "Well, I've been a big piece," and we all know his impact under Brian Flores, under Josh Boyer, under Vic Fangio, and he will be a massive piece under Anthony Weaver as well.
Could Christian Wilkins not have went to Chris Greer's office and said, "Hey, We are number 2 against stopping the run. I'm top 2.
He did do that, but Jevon Holland ain't getting paid 27. He ain't asking for $27 million either.
Well, again, all I can go by, EM, all I can go by is what that man said. And in interviews, that man said he's looking for the Brinks truck.
Now, he ain't asking for no.
He better not be asking for no Brinks truck.
Well, if he does ask for $20 million, guess what? He gonna be on the first bus smoking. I promise you that.
That's all I wanted.
I promise you that. But he ain't gonna do that. He know his market. That man, Antoine Winfield Jr. just set the market. He just set the market.
Okay, what is the limit? I just want, because again, I want it on wax. What is the ultimate limit that you would be willing to go for on Jevon Holland? What is the highest number?
I told you 8 to 10. I told you 8 to 10 up to 11. Anything below what Antoine Wingfield Jr. signed for. I'm not giving him more than that because he hadn't earned it.
So your number is 11 then. That's your overall number. Right?
Yeah. Between 8 and 11, preferably a little less. But I'm with Tony. Hey, he's comparable, but he don't have a resume. And if you don't have a resume, you can't say I deserve to be the top paid guy. That's just not how it works. Now they might make him the highest paid. Who knows? I'm just telling you that's not the approach that I would take. But and again, what's even if he says I want 12? I mean, what is $12 million compared to 27 that Christian Winfield got, bro?
I'm not giving him 12, bro, because he
don't deserve it. I'm just saying when you
I get what I'm addressing. You trying to give him the money? I'm not. No.
I'm not trying to. I'm addressing with the point that he was trying to make about Christian Winfield. Because I'm like, bro, come on, man. No.
Yeah, I get it, man. I mean, this was great conversation, bro. I mean, talking about Jevon Holland's deal. Who gets paid first? Is it Waddle or is it Holland? Like, what's your? I mean,
if they the real. Smart, they're gonna be Waddle.
I don't know, bro.
If they smart, they're gonna pay Waddle first.
Yeah. Waddle should.
Tony, you a big Waddle fan. What's your number for Waddle a year?
Real quick, Tony, did you hear what?
Let me take my Homer hat off. I think he got to be at least around 25 a year, bro.
Okay.
We're on the same page then. 25 and 27.
I was gonna say 27, no less, but nah, 25. I think he got to be at least.
Yeah, I'm with
25. We could talk all we want, but them boys they put on and they have showed up in big games, and that's my only. Because I think Waddle shows up more likely than he doesn't in big games because damn near every big game we won, Waddle showed up in there. But you do have the Minnesota game when we needed you the most, when your quarterback is down, you can't fumble that ball.
He lost that game for us. I forgot about that. Oh, damn. Yeah.
That's a big
I forgot all about that.
So
say it louder, so the man up there and so the man can hear you, bro. Say it a little louder so he can hear you, Tone.
Now watch yourself, Tony. You know these two gentlemen, they like Amon-Ra St. Brown better than Waddle. That's what they say. Don't let them lie to you.
I'll give. Listen, I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I'm taking Waddle over him. It's a slight edge. I ain't gonna be one of the homers that act like he's way beyond him. No, because
say that loud. Say that louder so that man can hear you.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. Without that speed, right? That means you got to have everything else to stay above, to stay in the upper echelon. Route running, hands. You got to understand zones. He got to understand.
Ooh, he talking now. Hey, you
got to give it to him more for you because you weren't blessed with that speed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm taking a dude that was blessed with that speed, that had the capability of doing all those things as well. Waddle just got to learn how to catch with his hand, and he'll be untouchable. Then I would take him over all of them.
Stop leaving his feet. Stop leaving his feet. Stay on the ground, catch the ball. He gonna be. Waddle's a good player, man. But he just need to. He need to be able to get off that jam too. Though.
He said what?
CB, the reason he jumped like that.
That boy quiet right now.
Exactly, he's going to catch it. Right, he's going to catch it with his body.
Tone, CB. That boy quiet right now. He quiet as a church mouse. He big mad right now. He big mad right now, Tone.
No. Let me be very clear. What I said was Tony's dead wrong, and all three of you hoe ass I ain't gonna say the other word, but all
I
in
won't
all,
dare, bro.
be dead ass wrong. I don't give a damn about none of that.
Oh, okay.
Man.
Oh, that boy, big man. Oh, that boy,
Hey,
Wait,
man.
hold on.
this was
Wait. Do Lewis think Waddle was what, miles ahead of Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Again,
Yes, he
from
said
the
that.
Yeah, he
aspect,
said
yes,
that.
yes,
He said that.
yes, because again, see what
He tripping. He a
let,
homer.
let me
Take your aqua and orange glasses off, man.
well, again, just let me throw it to Tony real quick, right? And Tony, this is what I was trying to tell them the other day on the phone call, right? So, in my opinion, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's great in reading zones, sitting in zones. He's sure-handed. Again, a glorified possession receiver, right? Now, in Waddle's first year under Brian Flores and Changeli's trash offense, right? He was regulated to a possession receiver. He broke the rookie record in
9.8 yards a catch.
Can I finish?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because now someone's in their feelings. They big mad right now.
I just said 9.8 yards per catch.
So
9.8 yards per catch.
Again, I don't care about none of that. What I'm saying is, Waddle showed you he could be a possession guy, right? A chain mover. That was what he was in his first year. Now the offense opens up. Waddle is doing something or asked to do something in his offense that I'm just looking at it from, if you interchange Waddle and put Amon-Ra St. Brown in here, Amon-Ra St. Brown can't do what Waddle can do on the football field. He just cannot.
That's
Y'all can
crazy.
get
It's only
that's a
one
wild
thing.
take. He's only got the speed over him.
That's it. You acting
only-
like he's better than him in like 5 categories.
Nah,
he's
he
only better.
He only got the speed.
He's only faster. That's it.
And again, in the league, all teams are looking for what? What are they
That's
looking
true.
for?
They cover speed. They cover speed. They cover speed. They covered speed.
They looking for the Amon-Ra St. Browns too, though, bro. They looking for
the Jaylen
they looking for the number ones. Hey, they're looking for the number ones. Wink, wink.
Well, I'll tell you what, Waddle keep dropping goddamn balls. I guarantee you, a lot of GMs they don't respect that. I can guarantee you that they want somebody that shows up, that's reliable. That when we call your number, there's a 90% chance, right? And we brought up the catch rate between him and Waddle. It ain't even close.
Yeah, it's not close.
Come on, man.
Okay. It's okay though. I don't think he's on his level yet, but he could get there.
Waddle is there. I'm just telling you.
Nah, he's not there yet.
Amon-Ra St. Brown impacts the game in areas better, slightly better than Waddle, and Waddle impacts the game slightly better than in other areas than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
But we looked at St. Brown's playoff performances too. I mean,
for sure. He shows up, bro.
Go ahead and put S. Harris's comment up. That last comment, CB. I know you see it.
Hold on, let me put it up. I'll put it right here. Here we go. St. Brown had 8 drops last year. Waddle had 4. He probably got more targets too.
More
volume.
Targets. I thought he was sure-handed.
More volume.
Who played every game? How many games Waddle play?
You gotta look at the volume. You gotta look at the targets.
How many games Amon-Ra St. Brown played?
Bro, I like Waddle, bro. Don't get me hating on Waddle, bro. I like him. He just got to be better.
Waddle missed 4 games last year.
He did, and we put up 70 in that Denver game, and he didn't play.
So he had half as many drops as Amon-Ra St. Brown did, and he played 4 less games.
Well, CB, that's a good way to end the show, right? I'm glad
that's
you brought that up.
We
scored 70 points against Denver without Waddle. We scored 30 points in a game against a better defense in the Jets and without Tyreek Hill. But everybody tells me we can't do it without Tyreek. Everybody's telling me I can't live in a world without Tyreek. Well, this offense looked probably the best it looked all season without Tyreek on the field. And a 30-nut with 2 good corners and Reed and
Waddle lights them up every time.
And Waddle lights them up.
Wait. And how many yards did they rush for? Over 300? Almost 300 in that game?
Hey, y'all see this comment right here? Amon-Ra would be number 2 behind Tyreek.
Hey, you got hey. That's Finsanity? Is that Finsanity? You got to drop that link. Finsanity, you got to pull up for that one. Drop that goddamn link, CB. Drop that link. We need you to elaborate on that, Finsanity. Come up here and put your foot on this man's neck real quick. Drop that goddamn link, CB.
First of all, I told you and CB that on the phone. What she just said, I'm the one that told y'all.
I think you said Waddle would be ahead of Waddle would be
No,
ahead of
no, no,
Amon-Ra.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
No,
that's what you
again,
said,
no,
Lou.
that's a lie. We weren't talking about Waddle.
What?
I said Amon-Ra St. Brown because y'all were talking about look at the catches and look at all this, right? And I said, well, he's the number one over Detroit. I said, what do you think Amon-Ra St. Brown would be with Tyreek? That was what I said. And
He
y'all
would be
try
a number
y'all-
two.
No, that's
We know
obvious.
he-
We know
That's
he'd be
obvious.
number.
what y'all said. Again,
Bro,
the
everybody in
But
the
that is
league will
what
be a
we
number two
said.
behind Tyreek
What?
Hill, except
Wait,
Justin
wait.
Jefferson, bro.
Stop.
What are
The
you
real-
talking
right
about?
now. Y'all
Hey, the
skating
real
right now. I
question
ain't trying to hear.
is she talking about with Waddle on the team as well?
Yes,
That's
with
the real
Waddle.
question.
Yeah, I think that's what she meant. And please, Vincent, if you got time,
Oh no,
drop that link, CB.
she on
Hey,
Lewis
I
side.
need you to elaborate on that right now,
All right,
Finsanity. Pull up,
we
goddammit,
we got about 10 more minutes.
and put
Insanity,
your
pull
foot
up.
on his
And
neck.
for the record, this is not a Waddle bashing. This is
Yeah,
saying
Yeah,
this
it's
that
ain't Waddle
not.
bashing.
Now,
This is
Lewis
saying
gonna make it
that-
out to be because he know he got bodied up here today. He in his
Yeah, this is
feelings,
saying
right?
that Waddle
He
is
big
not.
mad
That's
right
cap.
now.
That's
He gonna
cap.
try to spin the conversation, but no, that's not the
Lewis,
point
don't
here.
do that. This is all predicated on you think that Waddle is light years ahead of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That was
That's crazy talk.
let's come back and bring it back home.
Yeah,
Try to make it like we bashing Waddle. That's
We not
what
bashing. We not bashing Waddle. We just saying he not cooked. He
That's
not way
cap.
better. Come on, man.
He got cooked.
Adrian, you didn't go down like that, huh?
He got cooked.
Come on.
Nah. I know
That boy big
Yeah.
mad right
Yeah,
now, bro. He gonna try to spin the conversation. You know how they do.
Well, again, I can admit I'm big mad, but at least my feet are on the ground. I'm not skating like you hoe ass niggas.
Hey,
Hold on,
hey,
right now.
Ian,
Hey, he talking about y'all. I know he ain't talking about me. He talking about y'all. He talking about y'all. Y'all talking about Tony
Yo,
laughing,
Ian-
talking about ha ha. He talking about you, Tone.
Ian skating.
He talking
Ian
about you,
skating.
Tone. I know he ain't talking about me.
No, you gotta laugh because he talking about you.
I ain't trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear nothing what he talking about right now. He big mad. He in his feelings. He got bodied.
There we go. What was the conversation for Insanity? She hit it now.
Well, first of all, is my mic okay? Is my mic okay?
Yes,
Because-
man.
okay.
Ian, shut up, bro.
Yeah.
My mic okay? I don't want to,
Yeah, your mic
mess
is
up.
it's fine. We can hear
The
you.
real, hey, this the real,
Hey.
first lady of the Miami Dolphins
100
Thank you.
Why you
community.
put real in front of it,
110%.
CB?
The real.
Before we get started, Vincent, correct me if hey Tony, CB, Tone, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it somebody in the community that was putting that title on another female
I really
in
wish
the
I
community?
knew who that was.
Nene, when they said Nene was the first lady in the community.
Wow.
Who was that? Who was doing that?
Hey,
Who was doing that?
hey,
All I
Ian,
want to know is why he said
Hey,
it's
man.
real.
Again,
She's
that's the
great.
guy that.
Correct
you
me
see
if
what
I'm
saying?
wrong.
Look, first of all, y'all ain't gonna have me up here cussing on this show, but y'all lying y'all's ass off. I would never say that. But go ahead.
All right,
Okay.
all right. But go ahead, Vincent. Hey, how you
I just
doing? How
wanted
you
to know
doing,
why
Mom?
he
Coming
said
through.
the real first lady. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, we all know who the real one is. But go ahead.
Nah, you a goddamn lie, Tony. But don't worry, we gonna settle that later. Insanity, don't listen to that.
Hey, Tone, keep telling that truth, goddammit. Put that truth on him. He know he said that. But go ahead, Vincent. Go ahead.
Okay, so you guys are trying to compare Amon versus Waddle, right? And I think that it's a disservice to Waddle because he's not asked to do the things that Amon is asked to do, right? Like for Detroit's offense, we know third down, they're going to Amon. But you can also say that we have the capability of going to Waddle. It's just not asked of him because that responsibility is bared onto Tyreek right now. What I was saying is that okay, if you guys want to interchange it or whatever, a lot of people, just like you all said, would be number 2 behind Tyreek. So the production that you're getting would not be the same. The fact that that Waddle graciously, because he was our number 1, he was our go-to, and he was doing it
And he
well.
averaged 9.8 yards per catch when he was the number one guy.
None of that.
He averaged 9.8 yards per reception when he was the number one guy. My bad.
Right?
Go ahead.
Here's the thing, right? Both of those wide receivers are amazing. They are great. Like you want them on your fantasy team. Like, but the first thing people said was when we got Tyreek, we have one of the better duos. Who is complimenting Amon to where it's taking away targets from him? They just got Laporta, right? But outside of Reynolds, I think what was the one receiver from Bama? I can't pull his name right now. That was supposed to go over there and help, but he's been hurt or whatever. So he has to get that. He
But
has to
what?
get that. You can't diminish Waddle because someone else is in a position that he could also carry. Waddle
And
can be a
look,
number one.
and
And Waddle
Finsanity.
can do that.
And
let's not forget where we came from.
I
Put
agree.
your
Look,
foot on their
But
neck.
hang on,
Here we
real
go.
quick,
Here we go.
Insanity.
Y'all
How
not
can you
say
sit?
y'all not
Hang
gonna
on, real
respect
quick.
Waddle like that. Y'all not respecting 17.
Hey, first
he's
off,
that guy.
but see, listen. Nobody just see. I think
Go
you.
ahead.
I think you're
hurry.
doing.
Make
Hang
it-
on, let me
make it
rebut. Let
sweet. Make it
me
quick,
respond. Let me
man.
respond.
Let me
Hey,
respond.
real quick. Right, I think you're doing Amon-Ra St. Brown a disservice by saying that, not
Yes.
entertaining this conversation. Waddle is not heading above. I don't care. Listen, because you know how the conversation is gonna get spun. I love Jaylen Waddle, everything. I love the player, whatever. But when we don't even know if Jaylen Waddle can carry an entire offense, he ain't been put in that position. So why, if he has not been put in that position and put it on film consistently, how can we sit here and say definitively, yeah, given that role, he can flourish in that role?
Who was our number one in
2021?
2021? Who was our number one in 2021?
And he averaged 9.8 yards per reception that year too.
So this is my take on it.
And
Right?
Amon-Ra St. Brown averaged 10 last year.
9.8 yards per again.
That's good.
Devon A. Chad averaged 7.8 yards per carry last year. He was 2 yards behind that 9.8.
So
that's almost a first down. Like,
right.
What are you talking about? You
but this is my thing.
But that's those are tight end numbers. Those are tight end numbers.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Those are tight end numbers.
Now I understand.
Okay,
you guys,
what
we are comparing
ability in 2021 also. Like
Insanity.
Now. Like let's
we are
get too deep.
Put your
We're not
foot
gonna
on
get
their
she
neck.
mad.
All I'm saying is he had when in that role, he has not been as productive as Amon-Ra St. Brown. That is a fact. That's what we do know. I don't live in a world of hypotheticals and say, well, I think he can do this. I think he can do that. What we do know is Amon-Ra St. Brown in that role has been a true number one guy. And he just got paid for it.
All right, here we go. All right, so here we go. Voice the truth real quick. We can't say that. First of all, Waddle did a lot his first year as a rookie, right? He had the receptions. A lot of it was underneath stuff. It wasn't down the field. He was kind of limited, right?
9.8 yards, but he ain't never averaged 9.8 yards per carry per catch. I know that.
The man averaged 10 last year. The man averaged 10 last year.
All right, so we're past that. I think we're past that. We understand they are averaging similar yards in similar seasons, right?
He averaged 14 point something this year. What are you talking about, Luke?
And Waddle averaged 18 last year.
When it comes to
what did he do this year? What did he do this year?
And
when it comes to God damn, I got to put y'all in the back. Is that what I got to do?
Maybe.
On,
maybe.
Like when it comes to Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's done it being the only guy, right? He's done it being the only guy in playoff games in those moments. Waddle, we can't say has done that. He has not carried a team at the wide receiver position. He was on the Miami Dolphins his rookie season, made a lot of catches underneath, but by no means was he the guy that we were going to when we needed possession, like when we needed a down in a big game. And honestly, he didn't have those expectations. If we put Amon-Ra or we put Jaylen Waddle in Amon-Ra's position, he's not going to be the same player that Amon-Ra is. He's just not going to be that guy. And
I'm not. That's where we part ways.
I just don't.
I am not on that board. What I said was, again, what we do know, because see, I don't live in a hypothetical world. I go by what has transpired. I go by history, right? What has happened, what we do know from a film perspective. Waddle, when put in that situation again, and it's unfair to really criticize him as a rookie, and I'm not doing that, but he's never been in that role as the guy. I mean, who is Amon-Ra St. Brown? Who's he had other than Sam Laporta? They got him some help this year. Just guys. He's out there with just guys.
And people take that for granted too.
And again, if he's out there and there's not a comparable player opposite him that defenses has to account for consistently, that means the attention is going to him.
You're getting the number one corner.
He's getting the number one corner. The coverage is getting rolled in your direction. It's getting slitted. It's getting tilted in your direction.
Jaylen Waddle isn't getting that. He's getting because Tyreek getting the number one guy.
Thank you.
Again, hold on real quick, right? when this narrative that Amon-Ra St. Brown is getting the #1 corners. How? And again, I'm just posing the question. Y'all know more football than I do. How many #1 corners? Again, there's some. How many #1 corners though? Probably are nickel slot corners, because that's 80% of the time. Amon-Ra St. Brown is lined up in the slot. Now,
No. So you mean to tell me?
So you telling me it matters
So,
where? Come on,
so
stop.
you mean to tell me?
Don't do that.
So you mean to tell me when they're in 21 personnel, right? When they're going two running backs, one tight end, two wide receivers, they're taking him off the field? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm asking you how many #1 corners travel and go
No,
into the slot. That's what I'm asking you.
The point that I'm making is your point is irrelevant because he just don't play.
What you mean
He just
it's
don't play.
irrelevant? No, you
He just don't
like
play
it.
in the slot, bro. No, he just don't play in the slot. I told you that on the phone the other day. He just does not only play in the slot, bro.
And again, but you see, you're saying he doesn't. I said 80% of the time he will go out to the boundary.
And I'm telling you that number is not correct, bro.
Hey, this is another good point. Waddle does not have the touchdowns.
CB, that's a horrible point.
No, it's a great point. He don't have the touchdowns.
CB, okay, run it.
So tell me why. Tell me why.
Red zone. We in the red zone, right? We're in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
Who's getting the targets?
Why?
It's a horrible take.
Why?
We're literally trying.
But I'm saying, why? Why is Tyreek
#1 to a guy that was forced to be #2? If we are in the red zone, we are either targeting Tyreek Hill. We're running it, right? Our tight ends ain't even getting looks in the red zone. So what are you talking about?
So
this is a horrible take.
There's a reason why.
Amon is the one that's getting looked at in the red zone, and just like Tyreek, because he's the #1, he's the go-to.
Because he's that dude.
Oh my
That's
God.
why.
But if Tyreek was not on the field, who would be getting those targets?
Because look,
Lewis, we're fighting.
Amon-Ra is getting those targets in the red zone because he is that.
No, y'all
can do it too.
Y'all. You're hoping he can do it. There's a difference between hoping and actually doing it, Insanity. What part of that don't you understand?
Yeah, that's true too.
Who did Tua go to for the game?
You're hoping.
I love Waddle. Y'all making me out to be a Waddle hater.
Back to back.
No.
Come on.
Shout out to 6'5" King.
We'll drop touchdowns in the end zone, but we ain't going to go there. We're not going to do that.
That's both of them. Hey, you remember you forget about that Buffalo game? Them four drops Waddle had in that game. You really want to go here?
Both of them dropping
in
balls.
The end zone?
No, he dropped. I'm talking about overall. I'm talking about overall.
Don't do it here.
I mean, them 4 drops he had absolutely killed us that game.
Hey,
let's not act like Waddle is Tyreek Hill. He's not.
In his body. He is getting smacked every play. Like, please
stop. Shout out to the homie 6'5" King with the 20.
Come on, man. Let's take them Homer hats off now. That's not what we do over here.
Did I not just say we're losing? Your guys are trying to compare a guy that's going to get the targets, that's going to be going to Waddle, like you said, is in a position. What we're saying is that if he had to be in that position, we believe
that's a good.
Hang on. Now you're talking about targets. We brought the targets up the other day. Remember on the phone, CB? Right? Yeah. They are comparable in targets, Insanity. Amon-Ra St. Brown had like 100, if I'm correct, 117. He had like 118 targets. Waddle had like 115. They were very close.
It was close. I think it was close. I don't know.
It was very. We brought them up the other day. I don't have them in front of me right now, but they were very close in terms of targets. And one guy had 122 catch. I don't know what his catch total. He had over 100 catches this year. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown did.
Hey, but we had this.
And Waddle had 75. What's that?
Amon-Ra St. Brown had 164 targets last season.
This year?
How many did Waddle have?
Okay, how many did Waddle have?
Let me go back and check. I don't have Waddle's on in front of me. Let me pull it up.
I must be thinking about a different year.
Hey, shout out to the homie 6'5" Kings.
This year,
he just talking.
This year, Waddle only had 104.
Oh yeah,
with 72.
So 60 more targets. 60.
Okay.
They just talking. Them skates is on.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
let's can't say no. Hey,
Did you
so
go
hey,
look that up?
Hey,
Did you go get
I
that?
wanna,
If you didn't go get
I
that
wanted to,
information, don't open your mouth, please.
yeah,
Keep
hey,
your
yeah.
mouth
here,
I wanted
closed.
to
hey, here
tell
we
you this.
go. Here
You
we
want
go.
Hold on.
you know
Hey,
when
hey,
you
can I
wanna know
jump
what's
in
If
real
you ain't the
quick?
one bringing that up, please keep your mouth closed. I don't.
Can I?
Hey, real quick. I'm just gonna shout out the homie real quick. I'm gonna bring y'all right back. Shout out to the homie 65 King with the $20 donation. He says the Bucks still have the most recent ring. Fire the cannons, man. We ain't firing no damn cannons, man. What are we talking about?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's fins up, NJ. Stop playing with us, man. Stop playing with us. Shout out to the homie though, man. I can get these dudes back on now and read the donation. Golly, boy. Y'all going in. Shout out to the homie 65 King though. Go ahead.
I know I'm seeing them skates in the chat. I
No,
know that.
Lewis,
I know I'm
Lewis,
seeing them skates.
Lewis, can I ask you a
Man,
question? Lewis, can I ask you a
I'm not
question?
trying to hear none of that.
How many games did Waddle miss?
He
This
missed
season,
Four.
three,
yeah,
four,
I think,
four.
yeah,
He
something like
missed
that.
Four.
four, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Amon missed the game, right?
I think he played. He missed one game. I think 16 games he played. I think,
Okay.
if I'm not
So
mistaken.
okay.
Yeah, he
So
played 16 games.
okay. Okay. So we played 16
Y'all, bro,
games
if y'all
and
think,
had
I mean, for
15.
Insanity, you all you're
Played
doing
16
for
games, had
insanity is
15
saying
no,
what I
points. That's
told you
cool.
3 days
That's
ago.
for
cool.
anybody to sit up here and say that and act like Jaylen Waddle is light years ahead of that is
No one
fucking
said that.
ridiculous.
No one said that.
That's
Bro,
what
we
y'all
about to
acting like. That's what
hey,
y'all
No,
acting
that's
like.
what you're
But that's what I
perceiving.
was.
No,
That's
That's
what
no,
what
no,
you're
no, no.
I
perceiving.
get to
You
that though.
no,
Lewis,
Insanity, you
nor
said it's
I
a
said he was
disrespect.
light years above him.
No,
No one said he
Insanity,
was
Hold on.
better than him.
no,
No one
what you
even
said
said he
was
was better.
Let me quote you, right?
Go
You
ahead.
said it's disrespectful to be even entertaining this conversation, is what you said. So
Yeah.
how am I supposed to take that? You obviously think for you making a statement like that, you obviously think he's
No.
the much better player.
Nope. What I said was disrespectful because you're trying to compare someone who's a number 2 versus someone who's a number 1.
No, am I
You
right?
assume that.
Amon-Ra St.
I literally just said that. I just said we're trying to compare apples and oranges.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is the number one. What are you talking about?
He is. No one negated that. And
So how is it disrespectful to compare two players that are considered number ones in your eyes?
because he's not getting the targets. He's not playing as a number 1.
Well, if you're getting over 100 targets in a year, you can, bro, those are number one targets. What are you
Who's the
talking
number
about?
1? EM, please stop, because you're really trying to put words in my mouth, and I'm trying to stop.
No.
It's all good.
All
Look,
I'm
look,
doing
look,
is
look.
addressing what you said, Insanity.
I never said that. I said you're comparing a 1 versus a number 2. So that means I never said that. I said, though, that I believe if Waddle was put in that
Waddle was in a
position,
position.
I believe he could be a number 1.
Which is fair. Look, that's not. I think that's fair. That's up to assumption.
Isn't that because who's getting the targets?
Tyreek.
But when you
Tyreek is, but Waddle. No, but Waddle is getting number 1 targets. He's getting targeted like a number 1 wide receiver. And if you'd have played them damn 4 games, right? If you'd have played 4 more games, them targets would have been up. Right? Been comparable. 120, 130.
Who is a number 1? So we can talk about, like you said, don't talk in hypotheticals. Right? If he misses four games and say he's like on par for 7, that's another 200. So now he's only 300 behind Amon, who's a number 1. Now I don't know too much of of correlations, but I do know math. If a number 2 is only getting 300 less yards than the other team's number 1 who doesn't have other ones taking their other targets, there might be a little bit more production in that. But I don't know, EM. But you said we don't talk in hypotheticals.
He's not. Hey, whose fault is that he ain't on the field? Whose fault is that he's not on the field?
What you tried to do is say, this is what people do. They try to put such an absurd thing out to where people don't even want to hear what they're saying. Neither Lewis nor I said that Waddle was light years above Amon.
Lewis
okay. But can we agree? Hang on. First and foremost, you were not on the phone the other day when the 3 of us on there. Lewis said the other day it's not close. So again, he said that. He said it's not even close. Right? A, and then B, hang on. And then B, when you came up here, you said it's disrespectful, right? To even be having this conversation about these 2 players. So meaning one guy is much better than the other.
No, I know I wasn't coming from that. I was coming from the standpoint because I even circled back and said it.
She said,
You're trying to compare a number 1 versus a number 2.
Who's the number one? Who's the number one?
You're not comparing
Who's the number one?
apples to apples.
Who's the number one? Who's the number one?
Look.
Wait. Who's the number one in your eyes, Finsanity?
What? Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill's the number one on our team, and Amon-Ra is the number one on his team.
Yes.
That's facts.
We know that, but we're not comparing Amon-Ra St. Brown to Tyreek. We're comparing Jaylen Waddle and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Look, you're not getting it. So calm down.
Please.
Let me explain it to you.
Thank you. You're repeating what I'm saying.
She's saying that, hey, if Jaylen Waddle was in that number one role, that where Tyreek Hill is, and there was no
he's in a
Tyreek
1B role because he's getting number one targets year after year with Tyreek or without him.
But they're saying if Tyreek wasn't here, he would have similar numbers to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Absolutely.
But again, maybe not. What we do know, he has never been in that situation. One guy has been, and the other guy hasn't.
Well,
so we're saying we can hope he can. Hoping and praying he can give up. He can put up those same numbers when placed in that role.
Look. When it comes down to it, this is what it comes down to. We had the conversation about the money, right? When it comes down to it, Waddle is not justified in getting more money than Amon-Ra St. Brown because he's been a more productive receiver, and that's it. Point blank. Period. Like. That money is not going to be, it shouldn't be more than what he's just got. He's got Pro Bowls. He's got that underneath his belt. So I don't think we can talk about them getting the same amount of money because the numbers ain't there. The production ain't there. We can talk about system. We can talk about system all we want to.
Hold on real quick, though. Hold on real quick because we're talking about he hasn't done nothing more productive.
I didn't say nothing.
Again, well, that's what you said. That's what you just said now.
I
said
the
numbers ain't comparable, and
the numbers are real close. The numbers are really close.
We didn't say they're not comparable. I said it doesn't warrant more money.
Well, all I know, Waddle had 3 seasons straight of 1,000 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I believe his first season he had what 900.
Are you talking about 100 yards?
Again, so again, but you know,
who's been more productive the last 2 years?
He's got 50. He's got 500 more this year.
Again, now hold on.
Oh, how many? How many?
500. It's right there on the screen.
Right.
Come on, man.
Now, are y'all done? Because again, y'all talk. Y'all don't let no one else talk.
You go ahead.
But you said the numbers ain't close, right? And especially what Finsanity told you, I told you guys 3 days ago when we had this conversation. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown is the number 1 receiver over there in Detroit. Now, tell me what Waddle's numbers were last year. Were they comparable? As a number 2 receiver with less.
No, he's a 1B. Stop saying he's a number 2. He's getting number 1 targets, bro. Stop. He's getting number 1 targets.
EM 1B. I'll play the game with you. He's a 1B. He's not the 1A. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a 1A. Now, last year, I believe Amon-Ra St. Brown had over 100 catches. Waddle numbers were comparable, and I believe you're the one that told me he had, what, 75?
75, that's what he had.
So, with an average of 18-point-something yards per catch, which led the league, he had almost the same amount of yards of a receiver that had, what, 30 more receptions than him? Almost 30?
Okay.
What are we talking about here?
So
when I say it's not close.
So that's your argument because he had more yards, bro. He had more yards. He averaged more yards per catch.
Again, you keep trying to run something.
The touchdown's not close, though. The touchdown's not close.
So the basis, hang on. So the basis of your argument is the yards per catch.
Bro,
that's the basis of your argument.
Touchdowns are close, though. Hold on, wait. Can I?
10-4. 10-4. This season.
What you talk about this season, but overall. But we talk about overall. Amon-Ra St. Brown got what 21 touchdowns and Waddle got like 18. That's only 3 off. And Waddle missed 4 games last year.
But look, this is a hold on. This is a what have you done for me lately league. This is not we're gonna look at. Come on, like you get paid off of your most recent results. Like you're not getting paid off of what you did the rookie year.
Though, CB, they both only got 3 seasons.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But Tyreek, okay. First of all, we talk about Waddle. We all taking Waddle over. Well, at least I am all taking Waddle over
Nah,
Amon-Ra St.
EM and
Brown.
CB ain't. EM
But
and CB ain't.
but
Now see how you do, Lou? See, now you just sat
hold on.
here
Bro,
30 minutes
But
ago talking about EM. Now you see how the internet go. Now you being you're being disingenuous. Now you
What I
gonna tell
said,
that
dog.
but
you
the
telling a
argument
bold-faced
is
lie right now. Now you
What I
doing the
said.
same
hold on.
stuff
The
you was
argument
coming at me on.
Can I just say one last thing?
You
hold
telling a
on.
bold-faced lie right
Hey,
now.
let
Hold on real quick.
Finsanity.
Hold on real
Hey,
quick.
let
I'm looking for
Finsanity.
that.
Let Finsanity rock real
I'm
quick.
looking
Go
for
ahead,
that 3 for
Finsanity.
31 EM. That's the one I'm looking for. That 3 for 31. That's what I'm looking
Okay.
for.
Finsanity, go ahead.
Okay, so I get where people say, Waddle's 1B and, Tyreek's 1A. Tyreek was targeted 171 times. Waddle was targeted 104 times. Now, granted,
Whoa.
he missed some games, so
Okay.
obviously that takes away the targets and stuff.
Mhm.
But if we're gonna talk in hypotheticals, all these things, even if Waddle gets to see maybe 6 more targets, that's 24. He's still 50 less targets than Tyreek, and that's big. Like, and that's big, EM, in the world of like touches and just looks.
Absolutely.
So he's a number 2.
But
He's
there's a
solid number
reason.
2.
But there's a reason he's
He's
not.
not a
We
number
say 1B
2.
to respect him.
No,
We say
stop
1B
saying
to
he's
respect
that.
him.
Now, see, now you're
We say
disrespecting Waddle. Waddle's not a number 2. He is a 1B to a 1 to the ultimate, the alpha 1A in the league. That's what he is.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I want to clear, right? Because I want to be clear because we know how the internet works, right? You see these idiots in the chat coming up, right? Already trying to spin the conversation. So my perspective is I would take Waddle. I want to reiterate. I said this earlier. I will take Waddle over Amon-Ra St. Brown because of the vertical element that he brings to the table. Amon-Ra St. Brown, not so much. But my point to Lewis, as well as Finsanity, right? Again, my opinion, I think they are not putting enough respect on this man's name because you can say targets or whatnot. Yeah, he's a highly targeted player. So is Tyreek. So is Justin Jefferson. So is Jamar Chase. So are the upper tier, upper echelon type wide receivers. That goes with the territory. But one thing about it, the man produces, and on top of that, he produces in the clutch moments, right? In the postseason, big time games, game after game after game to help his team get to, have postseason success. You can't say that about Jaylen Waddle. That is a fact. So at the end of the day, when you add everything up, when you evaluate and look at things from a macro perspective, this man is just as impactful to his respective team to what Jaylen Waddle is, and maybe even more because of the postseason success that he has had that Jaylen Waddle has not.
I think that's fair.
No one said Amon-Ra wasn't an amazing receiver. I said I love watching Amon-Ra. No one is like negating that fact. If you think that Amon-Ra is a scrub, then you shouldn't be talking. He is obviously an alpha. He is one of the best wide receivers that we have, and I'm glad he got his money.
Well, what's the debate? What is the debate here?
There ain't no debate. I think. Look.
That's what I'm trying to.
And we can. I think
what's
agree
the
to
debate
disagree.
here then?
Yourself. You're debating with yourself. We're just saying that Waddle also deserves some credit.
And nobody even said that any different, Finsanity.
Exactly. So exactly that's what we're saying. There's no debate. All we're stating is that we think that Waddle could be productive if given the chance and the opportunity to do it. No one is saying anything against Amon-Ra.
Color dropping bombs.
Hold on.
Let me interject. Let's jump. Let's hop back in the chat real. Oh, color commentary pulled up.
I think
go ahead and highlight that chat. Go ahead, CD. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
Man, Amon-Ra had a longest 70 last year, and Waddle had 60. How is he not a vertical threat?
I
don't know, man.
All right. Okay.
These chat
Lewis,
working. Hey, chat working.
Y'all want to address that?
Yeah. Well, I'll be the first one. I can address it. Keyshawn Johnson would go deep every once in a while. I mean, even the sun shines on a dog's ass from time to time.
Lou calling you out, Color. You want to pull up and address this man? He calling you out.
He
calling you out, Color. Pull
First
up
of
now.
all,
Drop that link,
first of all,
CB.
Ian,
first of all,
Go on and pull up color.
stop,
Ian,
bro.
First of all,
Ian,
Go on and
hey,
color.
can,
Ian, do
Go
you
on and
watch
pull
the
up color and
games?
put him in that. Go on and finish
Ian was
putting him
trying
in
to
the
have a
dirt.
house party
can
up
I
here and shit.
can I address
It's
color
your
real
turn now,
quick?
hey,
color. It's your turn.
Go ahead.
Here we go. We about to
Can,
shut this
We
down.
all
Go
been
ahead.
cooking
Go
him
ahead,
today.
Lou. Go
can
ahead,
I
Lou.
address color real quick? I'm not calling that man out. What I'm saying is he knows, I know, we all know that for the most part, like I said, 80% of the time he is a glorified slot possession receiver. He's great at it. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a great receiver, to Finsanity's point. My whole point of
That
the
ain't what
whole
you said the other
conversation,
day, though, bro.
Jalen Waddle a slot receiver
said,
too, though.
I did say, no, I never once
That
said
ain't
he
what
was
you
a number
said the
two.
other day, though, Lou.
No, I did not. See, again, you want to play these
He said
internet games,
Waddle
and
was
that's
like
fine.
No,
years
I ain't
ahead.
playing no game.
Uh,
CB, was he not taking a massive jump on
Can I
Amon-Ra
say?
St. Brown the other day? He not doing that.
Am I
Hey,
allowed to say what I was saying, or is EM going to
Oh, I
talk for me
thought you was
until?
done. My bad. I thought you was
Yeah,
done.
no,
But go
I know
ahead.
you did.
bro.
Go ahead.
The simple fact is I'm going to said it 3 days ago on the phone with you. I said it now live on stream. In my opinion, Waddle brings more in the aspect of receiving as a receiver than Amon St. Brown. And in
What
my
does he
opinion,
bring, Lou?
hold up.
Lou, what does he bring more than Amon-Ra? Please, for
Well,
real.
you
The
always say,
vertical,
but you always,
the
well,
speed.
again, this is, but see, this is the point, and I even told you guys 3 days ago, and I've illustrated it in Waddle's first season. When you want to turn Waddle into a possession guy, EM, your point is, well, it was 9.8 yards. Finsanity has told you that's basically a first down on every catch. That's a chain mover.
That's terrible for a wide receiver, bro. That's terrible.
Waddle, but again, you see, you're trying to debate something, but you're not listening. The fact of the matter is, it could be horrible all you want. It's virtually a first down. It's a chain mover. It's a possession receiver. See, Waddle can do that. But on a more consistent basis, Waddle can stretch the defense. He could put more fear in a defense. Amon-Ra St. Brown from that perspective.
Isn't that what I said? Isn't that exactly what I said verbatim?
But again, you're always talking about speed, right? And I asked you in CB when it was just us on the panel, look at the landscape in the league now. Are you trying to find more Amon-Ra St. Browns, or are you trying to find more?
That's what I said, Lou. I said that earlier.
What I said. You know what? Y'all got it.
When I CB, did I not say that speed is?
Y'all got it.
Hey, this is the thing.
I say speed is what generally. I said if you poll 32 GMs in the league, right? This is exactly what I said verbatim. If you poll 32 GMs in the league, right? The 99.9% of them are going to go for the speed guy because speed is what they covet in the league. Did I not say that?
Yeah, I think you did, but
what is Lewis talking about?
But there was some. I think there was some miscommunication on it. But hey, I appreciate all y'all coming through. We have 200 watching right now. We got a bunch of people in the building. The chat has been going crazy, providing comments, context, stats, everything. Really appreciate everybody coming through. I got to give a shout out to Finsanity 5, Tony and EM for pulling up.
What happened to the other guy? He got what?
I don't know. I hope he didn't get mad at me.
He in his feelings and he picking his ball up and going home right now. Is that what he doing?
Bullying people again.
He going home.
Oh,
he picking his ball up and he going home. He in his feelings right now.
Finsanity 5, any last thoughts? Ladies first.
Hey man, this was fun. I really appreciate you guys inviting me. This is gold. Like, I don't know if y'all understand what y'all have here with the fellas on this panel, but this is absolutely gold. It's platinum. It's something that this fan base, I believe, needs and would love. Just y'all get at each other, but it's a little bit more organized chaos.
Yeah. Organized chaos.
But you can definitely see the chemistry. And I love the growth that you guys are all having, amongst. You can see the friendship and all that. So just being able to come up here and, have a conversation with you guys is definitely a highlight of my day. Thank you guys for that.
Finsanity,
I appreciate you.
Finsanity, listen, brothers and sisters can fight, right? They can have disagreement. I adore you, Finsanity. Before this whole panel and this conversation gets fun, right. I'm getting it on wax. I absolutely adore Finsanity. So that's what it is.
Well, real quick, because I fell off, right? So I don't know if CB cut me off, but to answer EM, no, ain't nobody running. The boogeyman is
Oh,
here.
I'm
And
glad.
no,
I'm glad because it so looked like you
no,
was in your feeling to
no,
pick your
no,
ball up
no.
and went
Hey,
home.
hey,
Can
hey,
we
That's
get?
hey,
what it
Hey,
looked
hey,
can
like
we
to me.
hey,
give? Can
listen.
we
And I
get
can't blame you.
Finsanity?
After
Can
I'm
we?
bodying,
Can
if
we?
I was getting bodied like
Hey,
that, maybe I would think
can
about
we?
doing it too.
Can we
Well,
give Finsanity a proper send off real quick?
well, no, let me send her off right, CB, because I
Okay.
wanna
Off to
tell
go
her.
home is crazy.
Listen, I appreciate the kind words from Finsanity. I would agree that these panels with EM, myself, and CB, they have been great, but no, I'm reevaluating. There's changes coming 2024, Finsanity. Yeah. I'm gonna have to
Hey, you hear me,
reevaluate
boy?
Lou was
how
Go
I'm
on,
waiting
go on
moving
and
in
bump
the
that Sam
community.
Cook real quick, CB. Go on and pull that up real quick.
Yeah, let's play that
Boy,
Sam Cook
go
because
and get
change
that
is
Sam
coming in
Cook.
2024. God damn it.
Hey, love y'all. Appreciate. Hey, love you. Appreciate you, Finsanity. The real.
Absolutely, 110%.
Hey man, shout out to Finsanity. Tony, what you got for me, man? I appreciate you coming through. You always
Who?
come through. You pull
Who?
up on the boys last minute. I like that, man.
Who?
Hey,
That
stop it,
man.
Ian. Cut it out.
Hey, Tone.
Hey,
Hey, real quick, Tone. Hey, man. I again, I don't think you know where you are, but goddamn it, you in the jungle, baby. You in the big leagues now, so you got to act accordingly. Yeah,
The jungle, man. Stop playing.
you in
I
the
still
jungle,
waiting for a
baby.
cook. Hey, listen, but I really want to reiterate for everybody in the damn chat. Ain't nobody else was up here downplaying
nobody.
Jaylen Waddle. So please don't.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to say that we all said we would take. I mean, it's only one person had a crazy take. That was Lewis. Talk about he's light years ahead, but we gonna leave that alone for now.
Yeah.
But listen, bro.
Look at these idiots. Look at that idiot Jose Valdez. That's another
Hey,
buffoon in the community. But go
Hey,
ahead, Tone. My
chill,
bad.
chat. Chill,
My
chat.
bad. My
Chill,
bad.
chat.
hey,
Chat
I
going in.
appreciate y'all for having me on, dog. Listen, man. Waddle, we taking Waddle. He got the speed aspect, but let's not. No, Amon-Ra St. Brown is not light years behind him, bro. He's like right there. They're in the same atmosphere. They're in the same category. So let's make that clear. We are taking Waddle over.
Stratosphere. Says CB. Stratosphere.
Hell yeah.
We don't gotta, you know what I'm saying, downplay.
You don't gotta diminish one. Yeah. You don't gotta
To
diminish one.
you know, to the big up ours. And but no, I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Y'all boys be easy.
Hey, be easy, bro. Appreciate you.
Hey, respect, Tone. Salute to you, man.
Shout out to
We'll
the
tap
homie
in.
Tony, man. Hey, man. Golly.
Say, man. Hey, listen. Let me get up out of let me get up out. Let me go ahead, CB.
Well, EM, real quick to the scenario that Tony just laid out, right? And all you guys are talking about, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jaylen Waddle are comparable, right? Everything is comparable. It's not that far off. So let me pose this question then. Was Brian Flores comparable to Mike McDaniel? Because all I know,
here we go.
He's trying to start a whole nother show right now.
Mike
McDaniel, Mike McDaniel only has one more win in 2 years than Brian Flores did in 2 years, and Mike McDaniel's had a way better roster. Y'all want to talk about that?
Hey, EM, he sounded like
Hey,
EM, he sounded like
Hey, man, he's trying to start a whole nother show, CB. That's what he's doing. Hey, well, okay, well, listen. Well, you know what, though? To your point, Lou, you know, respectfully, CB is about to close the showdown. Right now is not the time. But I am a willing participant. I am more than willing to have that conversation at a later date. So CB, you name the time and place, and I'm pulling up. God damn it. I'm with it. We all know that.
Y'all got to be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, man.
Absolutely.
It's going to get crazy over here. It's going to get crazy, man. Hey, appreciate you and Lou coming through. Lou, we starting something soon. Yeah. Hey, it's on the horizon. We going to phase EM out of this thing.
EM's going to be EM's going to be me and CB's Tyreek Hill. We phasing him out of the
offense. Well, you want to commit suicide? Well, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. Go and it'll be a lot easier if you put that gun to your temple, bro.
Lewis,
go ahead and commit suicide. Go on and take your own life.
Hey, he gonna be over there with P and Crypto next. That's where he gonna be. Hey, we gonna send him over there with P and Crypto.
Well, again, if you want to commit your YouTube suicide, goddamn it, you go right ahead. So all I know is you see them numbers spike when that goddamn dolphin logo pulled up. That's all I know. So yeah,
Get this whole ass nigga out of here, man. What are you
shout
talking
out,
about, man?
CB, again, I'm gonna let you close out the show, right? But shout out to all the 200 some people that were in here rocking
Hell
with us,
yeah.
and
This
we
was fun.
appreciate it, man. So
It was
shout out to
fun,
my
Ian.
boy.
Take yourself off mute.
Hey man, salute. Always respect.
Salute.
Hey, shout out to the chat for pulling up though, for real. Even the haters, bro. Hey, y'all showed a lot. Y'all was out. Y'all showed a big time today for the homie. So salute to everybody. Hey man, we'll tap in.
Yeah, we'll definitely tap in. Appreciate y'all boys,
Salute.
man. Hey man, shout out to them boys, man. It's always good conversation, man. That's what it's about, man. Do me a favor, punch the like button on your way out, hit the like button. If you like the show, just share it with somebody, post it on YouTube, or not post it on YouTube, but post it on Facebook or Instagram or something. I just appreciate y'all, man. It's all love. I just do it for the people. That's what it's about, having these conversations, talking Miami Dolphins football, just getting it cracking, having some good conversations, man. Shout out to everybody who pulled up, the members gang, the people who supported by donating. Who donated today? We had the homie Shake Money, and we had the homie 6'5 King with the $20 donate, man. I appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. Helps, me do this more, right? I'm not to the point where I could do this full time. I just got too much going on. The donations help, shows the wife, it shows everybody, hey, the time is well spent. So the donations help, just helps me do it more, helps me do it full time. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the support. Do me a favor, if you can't donate, hit the like button on your way out, man. That helps. Shout out to the homie Cat for becoming a member for 2 months. Shout out Cat, man. Let's go, Cat. Gotta go up for the homie one time, man. Let's go, man. Hey, that's big time, Cap. I appreciate you, bro. Like I said, it just helps me do this a little bit more, right? I work full time. I got 2 kids I got to spend time with. Cam has flag football practice. Tula got dance. Wife needs time, so I got to kind of stretch myself in different directions. But family is priority, always. Family, God, all of that's priority. So got to take care of that first. But, man, I appreciate this. This is fun, having these conversations, sitting down, talking to the chat, interacting with chat, talking to my guys, having some conversations. I want to open it up and get more people up for sure. It's just hard when you have, 3 to 4 people on and you're kind of directing the conversation. But hey, like I said, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all my Fins fam. We're going to keep rocking. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Fins Tate with CB83, and I'm out. See ya.